and welcome everybody back once again to another GT4 Monday. It's the rookies and it's the open, and we are here for round 2 at the wonderful Spa-Francorchamps. I'm your host tonight, Mike Nause, and joining with me is none other than Saagar Bakshi. Saagar, how are you looking forward to this race out here tonight?
Man, I wasn't too excited about the drivers' times that we saw earlier, but now that there's 24 people already in the qualifying session, we're seeing lap times as low as the 31s. I'm really excited to see what these drivers are going to be capable of tonight. How about yourself, Mike Nause?
Oh my goodness, the rookies have shown themselves to be an absolute delight last week, and we are going to be seeing a little bit more of that tonight, I assume, as well as the GT4 Open as well later on tonight. But first off, a big thank you to everybody that is joining us out here tonight. Welcome wherever you are in this fine world. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I see we got Blaine Hall, Ultra joining us. It's been a while since I've seen you around. Blaine, saw you in the Williams stream earlier. Happy to see you here. We got Mr. Rue, we got Will Otto, we got Doc Milwee, the Papa Milwee, ready to go racing as always. Official Karu, as well as Drew, as well as Undercover Raccoons. We also have, that's everybody, as well as Saagar and myself here, of course, tonight so far. But I'm assuming more to come, and of course, as well, if you are over on the YouTube side of things, welcome as well. Exclamation mark YouTube if you are curious. We are live over there as well, as there are some new clips being posted every single day, shorts of the likes on both YouTube and Instagram. So you type exclamation mark Instagram or Insta. And what the heck got start? What was the auto mod? Dr. Porkchop, what did you say to let the auto mod? Anyways. The times are slow for me, but having some fun. Hey, that's the point of rookies, right? We're not out there for a good time. Wait, we're out there for a good time. We are also out there for a long time. That's the whole point. It's 2 20-minute sprints, maybe not the longest time. But of course, it's all about the fun. It's all about the learning experience along the way and improving. And speaking of that, if you guys are interested, tomorrow we'll be back for the Monza breakdown with Amadeo Castorino live here on TRACKILICIOUS, both YouTube and Twitch. Definitely something to be there for if you're looking for a track guide. And of course, there's a previous track guide from last week about this track that we are here at tonight. Every single week, the track guide is going to be following the GT4 League. So we'll be doing the GT4 cars. We have the Spa track guide. We also, of course, have the other track guide at Paul Ricard, right? No, was that round 1? Paul, that was the GT3s. We also have the round 1 track guide at Imola, Autodromo Nazio. No, excuse me. Let me try that again. Autodromo Internazionale Enzo E. Dino Ferrari. I feel like that was at least a 6 out of 10 pronunciation. Amadeo is not here to confirm nor deny. But anyways, Saagar, I've rambled on for a while here. I'm going to ramble on a little bit more about our calendar that we have, and then we will get down to the action. This is the calendar. If you guys are looking to get involved here at TRACKILICIOUS with racing, exclamation mark SimGrid, exclamation mark Discord as well. I think we just hit 2,000 members. Or did we? That's the question. Let me text you. We have not hit 2,000 members in the Discord. Exclamation mark Discord, get in here, be the 2,000th member. Keep in mind, you don't get anything for that, but you do get love and appreciation from myself and everybody here at TRACKILICIOUS, plus a great community to be a part of that has people all the time improving themselves, doing racing, and just a great place to hang out, ask questions, and league race as well, of course. And these are all the league races available: the GT4 Rookies, the GT4 Open, the NASCAR Truck Series. We have the iRacing GT4 Championship on Thursdays, NASCAR on Tuesdays. We got GT3 West Coast Wednesday with Saagar. This week coming up will, of course, be Watkins Glen. It's time to go bowling. We have the GT3 as well, of course. That's Sundays for our main event, the 80-minute sprints. Up next is going to be COTA. And of course, we have some special events to boot: the Spooky Suzuki Livery Competition with the Sun Sprint at Zandvoort and the Flooded Silverstone as well. All of that is available on SimGrid. Link in the description if you're on YouTube, or link in chat if you are looking for that. And of course, a massive thank you to all of our patrons, the V12 Exotics, especially V8 Muscles, the Inline 4s, and of course, all of you Twitch subscribers, server donors, any form of appreciation. You guys, the followers and the viewers, we appreciate every single one of you. And it is still September. If you guys are curious, these subs are 30% off. If you do want to use a sub, gift a sub, or whatever, now is the month to do so. And we appreciate you in advance if you do, and appreciate everyone that has as well. Now, Saagar, I think that's enough rambling. Let's get on down to the action.
Let's take a look at what the drivers are all up to. 17 degrees Celsius for the ambient and 17 for the track as well. Clear skies, looking forward to it. We've got 13 and a half minutes left in this qualifying session. We're already seeing some blistering lap times, not blistering in the tires, hopefully. We got some 232.2 already set, and the drivers have really only done one lap on their exciting lap plus one for their valid lap. So the drivers have got a lot of work to do to put some more heat in their tires with these low temperatures. Really unlike what we saw yesterday with temperatures in the 40 degrees Celsius, almost hot enough to fry an egg. We're only 15 degrees off of that 20-minute egg boiling temperature. But tonight, it's going to be awfully cool, Mike. How do you think this is going to play into some driver strategies?
Interestingly, to be completely honest, now there's obviously no pit stop here tonight, but there is an elephant in the room that needs addressing before we get down to the action. Everybody is wondering right now, why the heck are there so many DSQs at the bottom of this field? And let me explain that to you. It's a great question. Here at the Rookie League, we do not do penalties in the sense of we add, you don't have, I guess, time added on to your race in the next one. You're not going to have a 10-second penalty. You're not going to have a 20-second, 30-second added on. You are going to, though, if you do have a collision on lap one, you're going to get a pit start. So these guys are not disqualified from the race. They are just disqualified from the qualifying, so they are not allowed to set a lap on track, meaning they will be starting from pit lane. It's a bit of an honor system we have here, but it's just a bit of a way to say, don't get into crashes on lap one, everybody. The punishment is quite hard. So
Dr. Anthony in the YouTube chat, thank you very much for being here, despite it being Grandma's birthday. Get off the YouTube, go watch Grandma do some Yahtzee or play some card games with her. Have some fun. Do something. Do some shenanigans with Grandma. We'll be here. The VOD will be here. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube already, we're simultaneously streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So go ahead and pick your poison, if so it were, and then go ahead and watch the VOD back later. And like Mike said earlier, we are clipping and putting out YouTube shorts nearly every single day. So tons of action for all the drivers to get entertained by day and night.
It's somebody tries. It was so quiet out on track. I thought my game crashed. Honestly, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, where the heck is everyone? No, everyone just has a pit start. Adam Strange, just listening to Billie Eilish while watching the stream. Carson's writing just hits different. Rip Carson. Honestly, true. Did he post that on Insta or on his X? I didn't quite check that, but of course, Carson will be streaming some Rocket League coming up. So big shout out to Carson. Super proud of him for getting the esports he deserves in his school. He'll be commentating for Syracuse University, which is absolutely awesome. And he is now doing some writing for a local news station as well. It'll be on the radio for the local college. I think, no, not the local college radio. It's just a local radio, I think, for the college. It's not confusing at all. But anyways, very proud of him for being there. So shout out to you, Carson, if you aren't watching, which you're not.
Very awesome for Carson Cass. Glad to hear him doing so well. I know he was a little bit nervous coming forward out of the Tracklicious scene and into the college scene, but he's reaping what he sows, Mike Nause, as you so aptly put so many times. But this time he's reaping what he sows for all the hard work and dedication that he's put in at Tracklicious. He's built himself a nice portfolio, and hopefully he's onwards and upwards to great things along the way.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he is. And that is a lot of DSQs. 100%. My college has the same, never listened to it. Yeah, I think that's most people's college radios, unfortunately. But hey, some people do, and that's all that matters, right? It's still a potentially paid gig, maybe? Maybe not. Anyways, it's experience. That's all that matters. Welcome as well to first-time chatter, Lebo Silva. Mr. Silva joining us out there. Welcome, welcome. Really should, though? You should. Listen to your college radios, everybody. Go give some love to your local college announcers, your local college radios, your college broadcasters. They put in a lot of work, and they are, of course, trying to better themselves as well, and they deserve the credit. So definitely worth a listen, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, one of my favorite radio stations to listen to was from the College of Monterey Bay, and they actually listen to a lot of really good music, a variety of music too. So even if one song's not your cup of tea, I guarantee you that the next two songs might be it after a while.
It's all about
Plus,
the talking.
If it's the only radio station you got.
It's all about the sports talk. That's what we're here for. I'm not sure everyone in chat is here for the sports talk. Let's be honest. I know there are some that care maybe more about other things than sports, but I can respect that. We're here for motorsports at the end of the day. But again, I love all sports. And
did your college have a lot of sports activities, Mike?
What college?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Sorry, I went to college, but not for the reasons that you'd expect. I didn't go to study. I just went to party and hang out with my friends that did go to college.
I did not go to college, no.
Did you hang out next to a college and pretend like you went there?
No, I didn't do that. I technically live near a college, but anyways. You also pay $6 a month for Apple Music student discount. Let's go. Sorry, it's had to hear my Logan Sargent sad playlist. Oh, let's not go.
Adam Strange, please share your sad Logan Sargent playlist. I want to hear it now. You've said it so many times now. It's got to be like a SoundCloud playlist or a Spotify playlist that you can share with people.
I should get my tiny radio and listen to the... Yes, absolutely. The more authentic you listen, the older the radio, the better. As you get more authentic of an experience.
And more static adds to the realism of it, just being like an amateur broadcast as well.
Yeah, and you can see here now, we got Aaron Silva heading down to the first corner, yes, as he's going to be making it very nicely. No, as we have putting an end to that one early. I'm not sure how that came out on stream, if that sounded good at all.
Oh, Mike, for a second I thought you were going to do like a New York 1920s. She Aaron Silva coming up on Rouge Radio.
I wasn't sure where I was going. Honestly, I wasn't sure where I was going with that one, but we ended up there. Ryan Conlon as well as Sasha on the YouTube side of things. Welcome, you guys.
Close enough. Welcome back, Bates. Says Undercover Raccoons. I gotta follow this guy. I want the attack raccoon. Give me a little attack raccoon, Mr. Undercover Raccoon, or tell me if I have to earn it before I can see it one more time.
Welcome back, Bane. All right, fair enough. That was a Bane impression. I'll take it. Good to know for the future.
Did sound well. If you could look like that one guy. What's his name? Chris Hardy, right? That was the guy who played Bane.
I am not the guy to ask about actors. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I was the guy that
Chris Hardy's like jacked.
I can't remember what movie I was watching, but I did have to ask if the actor was Brad Pitt. The actor was Brad Pitt, chat, in case you were curious. I was correct, but I did get made fun of for asking the question anyways. Yeah. You know, I'm not the guy for, again, I don't know actors. Welcome, Eric, as well, joining the conversation here. We have an electric qualifying session underway where over half of the drivers have been disqualified from qualifying. But hey, we still have a few drivers now on their out lap and getting ready to begin their first. Mike didn't even know Chapel Roan. I did, though. Well, I mean... Like, I didn't until chat said it a couple months ago, but I know who Chapel Rowan is. Come on. Saagar's on that Pink Pony Club. We all know it.
Quickly Googling who Chapel Rowan is. Hold on.
Mike didn't even know Beyonce. Undercover Raccoons, you clearly have no idea. You clearly have no idea.
I had no idea who Chapel Rowan is, and I think I'm proud of that fact. I think
you just made so much of chat upset, by the way. Lebo Silva, thank you so much for the follow, as half of chat has now left because one of the most popular artists of this year has just been dissed by Saagar Bakshi.
It's a My Little Pony. I don't know nothing about ponies. The only ones I know of is Genuine, and he's got a pony.
Adam Strange has the pitchforks. Yeah, that I fully expected that one. Carson's throwing up his pitchforks as well. Logan, I know Logan. He's a Nemesis or a nameless QC is following now. Haven't you been around for a very long time, Nameless QC? I feel like I've seen that name before. You're just hitting the follow. Well, first off, thank you. I'm not upset about it. I appreciate the follow nonetheless. I just feel like you've been around for a while.
Maybe he's one of those people that like follows and unfollows and follows again just to get the notification to come back.
I don't think so. I haven't
Let's
seen
make us
that.
feel a little special.
I just feel like he's been a long time, they've been a long time chatter. And as Adam Strain says, the Pink Pony Club is a metaphor. It's not a literal Pink Pony Club, in case you were curious. Come on. Even I know this, Saagar. Even I know this. No, first time. Let's go. Welcome to one of the more weird conversations that you're going to find then, Nameless. I feel like there must be multiple Namelesses then. Yeah, we're going to get to the racing, I promise you. It's qualifying. We're getting there. Qualifying currently, pole position set by Alex Hansen, and nobody really in the wheelhouse to answer just yet. Aaron Silva is the closest one to do so. But we have a few more drivers out there to, well, potentially have a good lap. Dr. Porkchop one to keep an eye on. Currently about 2 seconds off pole position. Going to be hard to make that one up in terms of raw pace. He has 3/10 down on the lap. Following to see how Dr. Porkchop, let's go. He's on screen now. Perfect timing.
We got a pork chop fan club. I like my pork chops with a little mushroom cream sauce with some onions and some paprika, maybe a little rosemary and thyme in there. I'm not sure how Dr. Pork Chop would like his pork chops, or if he prefers to not eat pork, because he is, in fact, a pork chop himself.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments below.
Let's bring this back on the rails here. Chad McLean's over on the YouTube side wishing everybody luck today. A nice, safe, and respectable race from the ORL side of things. Welcome, Chad. Thank you so much for your nice wishes. And welcome to XX Wackanuts XX. Let's go. Morning, fellas. Let's rock the Casbah. You didn't say Casbah, but I'm going to put it in there anyways. Let's rock the Casbah. I am 100% writing that one down and using that from now on every time we have a spa race. So thank you for that. I'm going to remember that.
Ooh, Bullet RHLI says, good luck to Pork Chop. He loves his with applesauce. Interesting. I would not have picked anyone to have gone with the savory and sweet combination. Or do you just have like a sweet pork chop?
No. Okay. We're derailing again just slightly here, chat. I apologize, chat, that we have to go back off the rails for a moment, but if Saagar is questioning the art of pork chops and applesauce, then I have to explain this, because that is a very, very important discovery that you can make as a man, or as anybody for that matter. Dipping your pork chops in applesauce is a game changer. That's all I have to say. If anyone hasn't had that before, I know it sounds weird. It sounds very, very strange. But source, trust me, bro.
I'll have to take your word on it. I don't feel like I'm going to be dipping my pork chop in applesauce. Thank you very much, Rose Gaming. That sounds like disgusting.
No. Apples and pig belong together. Perfect example. What do? Do you put syrup on your bacon?
No,
okay,
I don't.
Well, I don't either, to be fair. I don't really like syrup on my bacon either, but people put syrup on bacon. Therefore, pork and sweet go well together. In the 1920s, applesauce was a slang term that meant nonsense, blabberdash, or something foolish.
Thank you for the fun fact, Adam Strange.
No, bacon
Syrup
should
does
be
not
savory,
belong on
not
bacon,
sweet.
Mike.
Scott, I agree with you, but people will not. People put syrup on their bacon. Just trust me. My dad does it. Source, trust me.
Mike,
real
even
maple
if you
syrup
had
on
gone with
bacon, never table syrups. Okay, real maple, see, exactly. Bullet RHL. Perfect example right there. Is pro syrup on bacon. Now, again, do I agree with the choice? No, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's all. Maple bacon also exists.
Mike, even if you had gone with the Applewood smoked bacon reference, I would have just said no right away.
Applewood bacon is the top tier bacon, but we got to bring it back on the rails here at some point.
Oh, God.
And the end of qualifying is going to be a good time to do so. Syrup and sausage is better than syrup and bacon. I will agree with that. But yes. Okay.
Agreed.
Eggs with syrup is wrong. That, Skylar, that is where I draw the line.
Yeah, Skylar, I think you've lost us both right now. Sorry, we're gonna have to unfollow you real quick.
That was that's a
How
bold
do we ban
take.
this guy?
No, we're not. It's just a bold take, okay? We respect the bold decisions, but definitely questionable at best. Just put it that way. Somehow watching Twitch is different than watching on YouTube. I can't explain it. You know, I agree with you, and I can't explain it either. Now, whichever one you like is whichever one you like. Some people, you know, different strokes for different folks, and at the end of the day, that's why we're live on both, is so you have the option.
And at that moment, Skylar turned all of chat against themselves.
It's now the civil war between Twitch and YouTube. Unfortunately, Twitch is going to dominate that one just purely because of viewer numbers alone. But we appreciate all the YouTube viewers and, of course, any of the VOD watchers as well. Shout out to the VOD watchers as well. Like my screen name better here, so that, you know, fair. Turkey and cranberry sauce. Exactly. See, okay, Roofless is on the right page. Anyways, let's get back to
tartar
this.
sauce sweet? That doesn't even make sense.
No, it was more... Well, look, tartar sauce is kind of sweet. Anyways, now is not the time to debate if tartar sauce is sweet or not. You know what is sweet, Saagar? The racing that we're going to have ahead of us here tonight at Spa-Francorchamps. Let's get in here and let's meet our drivers. Starting us off in pole position, it's going to be Alex Hansen in the slow Porsche, or rather the not-so-slow Porsche, it seems, topping off the time charts. Alongside him for Brazil, it's going to be Aaron Silva, the number 57 McLaren with Pedro Antoni company in P3. Dr. Porkchop going to be coming home in 4th for Canada, with Christian Julian behind him in P5 for the Sunoco BMW. Jeff Franks, 6th quickest in the AMG with Idriel Olivaria company for him in P7. Vincent Morera in 8th with the number 84 BMW, alongside Drew Freiberger in the Got a Minute number 419. Skylar Smith, 10th quickest here tonight in rounding out our top 10 for the Rockstar Racing 2 with Stefano Rinaldi company for him in P11. RL Brown, 12th quickest tonight with Jaeger Caru company in P13 in the Jaeger Prime, and Miguel Cicerone in P14 for the 999, the Portuguese driver. Chase Donnelly, P15 for tonight, the 257 with Brian Menser company in 16th. Thomas Storms, 17th fastest tonight with Wilson Ortiz in P18. 19th belonging here to Rally Dutchy, the Mad Fox Sim Racing 621 with Wade Georgeson in the most Australian livery I think I've ever seen, the number 6 Racing in the 707. Probably best livery on the grid tonight, hands down. Seth Lincoln, P21 with a 202 AO Racing Rexy with Mario Jr. company in P22. Ryan Eason, 23rd here for the Jurassic Racing Audi, and Colin Sugg in the Slug Racing Porsche in P24. Chris Saunderson, one of the newer drivers, I'm pretty sure, to the grid, joining us here in P25, and rounding out the back, Gustavo Casanova in the Casanova BMW. As the grid gets rolling, Alex Hansen is going to be the first driver for our outlap here. It's a long outlap here at Spa-Francorchamps with these drivers gonna be getting heat into the tires for a good while. We got a Wade Georgeson deep dive from Mr. Rue, the other Australian in chat, representing the Aussie livery, and quite frankly, I'm here for it. Let's take a look.
This is one of the better liveries. What is that thing on the side of his car? That must be a kangaroo dressed like Smokey the Bear for 6-Star Racing. Alpine Stars there out on the hood now. Tracklicious banner on the top. Gotta love to see it. And is that a piranha? And
it's like an angler.
Kangaroo.
It's like an angler fish or something. I don't know what it is. Mr. Rue, you're gonna have to inform us. What is this fish? I'm assuming it's an Australian thing. And the Australian license plate as well. That's just brilliant.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Now the question is this a wallaby or is this a kangaroo? Now that I don't know the answer to, but it's one of them.
Look at how jacked it is. Like you can see its neck muscles just busting out.
Definitely roughly around the 5% body fat margin. I'm pretty sure this guy could compete in the Mr. Olympia if he wanted to. My goodness. Yeah, got the, looks like, yeah, the neck muscles of a Formula 1 driver and, well, who knows what else. It's a kangaroo. Mr. Rue confirming that it's a Roo. What's a wallaby
Designed by Mr. Rue, was it?
I don't know about
that. A wallaby is like a ground rodent.
Okay, they're like the small... I think I know what you're talking about. They're like the little tiny kangaroos that look like... But they're...
No, you're thinking of Modib from Dune, the little mouse kangaroo, the one that collects water on its ears. A wallaby is like a giant... It's like a guinea pig around the normal size, I believe. Walks on 4 legs.
Okay. Wallaby is a smaller kangaroo.
I feel like this is incorrect information.
Look, I'm gonna believe the Australian, Saagar. That's where I'm gonna stand. Is the man who's probably encountered a wallaby more than once in their life. I'm gonna go with theirs. I wish Open wasn't so late so I could battle.
Marsupial.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, I think a kangaroo is a marsupial too. No.
Yes, it is a small or middle-sized macropod native to Australia and New Guinea. It is a small kangaroo, in fact.
There we go. They're around the size of a dog.
Ah.
According to Mr. Rue.
Mr. Rue, does anybody have wallabies as pets?
Also...
Is that a thing that you do?
Ryan, we've been over this. Saagar cannot disclose any information regarding the new Megan Stallion, or Megan album there, the Megan 3 Stallion album. It's that's under wraps right now, and the NDA has been signed.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. Thank you very much for covering my you-know-what, Mike Nause. I cannot disclose anything more than that.
It's disappointing. We all want to, but is what it is. As somebody who occasionally gets Rue's down my street, I can identify Mr. Rue's, or I can verify Mr. Rue's information. There we go. We have another Australian in chat. Isn't it like 3 a.m. for you guys? Or is it like 3 p.m. for you guys? Did I do my math wrong? I think I did my math wrong.
18 hours ahead of us. So it's roughly noon for them right now.
Oh. It's 10:32 a.m. Okay, I guess. And I'm not sure which side of Australia. It depends on which side of Australia you're on, but yeah. We got Paula Brady joining us as well. Hopefully going to be joining us later in the Open. Mr. Rue and Corn for Caster, 2 Australians sharing the same time zone.
Oh, wow.
Ryan, I think you've got... I think neither of us have any input on that one. Just going out on a limb there.
Sorry, Ryan. No comment.
Let's go, rookies. Let's go, rookies, indeed. You can see it's a very small grid start, it looks like, but keep in mind that we have a lot of drivers starting in pit lane here from penalties from the previous race. The drivers now lined up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation for round 2 of the Rookie Championship. This is race 1 tonight, 20 minutes on the clock. Alex Hansen topping the time charts in qualifying with Aaron Silva behind in P2. As we come down the hill here and approach the total energy board, I'm Mike Nause. Joining with me tonight is Saagar Bakshi. We go green, green, green. And it's a pretty commanding start for the McLaren. However, the Aaron Silva goes a little bit off the track there, rejoins aggressively. They're going to continue the side-by-side trend up the hill. Going to go 3 wide, it looks like, behind for a moment, but the drag race now down to Lake Home. It's going to be down to the Porsche to go late onto the brakes, and it seems the Porsche has a higher top speed than the McLaren. It's not often that you say that, but no, as we reach the top speed there, the McLaren gets further ahead. They're going to be on the outside for the entrance. They go on the brakes extra early, though, and allow Alex to take the lead. Pedro Antoni, though, continues the side-by-side behind, and Dr. Porkchop gives him that position as Pedro moves up into 3rd. Still, though, side-by-side from Julian and Franks. Franks has made some ground up early on here, looking for another position. Can he find it? It's going to be a little long way around Bruxelles. If he keeps it around, he'll have the inside line for No Name. He does. Needs to really be aggressive now on the brakes, force out that BMW onto the rough stuff. But no, it's not quite going to happen. And as they go down through Puan now, Alex Hansen still leads this race. Christian Julian, he leads Jeff Franks now for P5.
A little bit of side-by-side action in the background. We did see an incident happening just before the end of Lacombes, but every driver seems to be gotten away pretty cleanly right now. Great clean driving by everybody. Amazing battle for the lead of this race right now. I was surprised to see the leader hold on as well as he did. I believe that's Alex Hansen, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, Alex Hansen currently leading, and it seems that there has been death on the straight as well. There have been 3 drivers that have returned to the garage. I'm not sure. No. Not a great rejoin. Chase Donnelly. Ay. Okay, let's go back and take a look at that one. Was that a rejoin attempt here as we go? No. Okay, so he makes contact with the number 3. Both of them go careening off the track. The number 3 has no real issues rejoining. Yeah. Well, that'll be a pit start next week for Chase Donnelly, is my assumption.
You hate to see it next week, but yeah, you hate to see it. Thank you, Jay Hall. Appreciate it. Chase Donnelly incurring some major damage. Salute to major damage. For that contact that he had there, spun around at, I believe that would be at the second chicane, so through campus and into Stavlot, I believe.
Oh,
but now Wilson Ortiz, and there's more contact between Ryan Eason and Rally Dutchy, it looks like, at the bus stop chicane. A little bit of touch and go there, and it looks like Mr. Reason will be able to get it spun around and headed into the right direction, though.
Rally Dutchy looked to just miscalculate that braking zone slightly and have a tap onto the back there of the Audi. Absolutely hate to see it again. Lots of rookie mistakes in the rookie league, I suppose. Shocker, no one saw that one coming. And this is another one. This is not what you want to see from Mario Jr. trying to make a move onto Seth Lincoln when there is just no opportunity to be had. He forces the issue onto the straight. That sends Chase Donnelly all sorts of out of shape, and Skylar Smith is going to try to capitalize on that, but actually the drive and a half, that's Gustavo Casanova, I'm pretty sure. No, it is Gustavo ahead here, but behind Seth Lincoln is getting swamped, it seems, as they go side by side with the likes of Skylar Smith, who makes up 3 positions and 1 straight, takes full advantage of the chaos.
Yeah, that was an amazing overtake. That 2x2 I thought was going to get squirrely there for a little bit, but they managed to do just fine getting through it. I thought that contact there at Arouge Radion was really going to send them off and into the dirt, but they managed to hold on very well. These rookies proving that they're not just rookies right now, as Chase Donnelly has another big drift going through No Name Speaker's corner.
We've had a change for the lead. Well. Aaron Silva has managed to gain the lead over Alex Hansen. It seems that they're not done, though. Pedro Antoni is going to be the rear gunner right now, trying to help out Alex Hansen, or maybe try to find a move himself. In fact, there's not going to be any help required here. I'd like to see these two maybe have a bit more discretion and try to worry about the lead later on, but clearly Pedro Antoni, he has other priorities. Tries the outside line of Blanchimon. That is never going to work. Now tries for the inside of the bus stop, but he isn't going to be close enough. Maybe wanted to hold that one back. A little bit of aggression there. I think that was a bit unnecessary. But yeah, definitely will presumably find the position here. It seems the pace is in the favor for Pedro Antoni, but you got to draw it back a couple percentage here if you want to make the overtake stick.
Yeah, especially at Blanchimont, these GT4s are absolutely on the limit, almost full steering lock into the corner to make sure that they stay on track without going over the track limits. So trusting that the other driver has lifted or braked a little bit there, trying to go side by side, is a bit opportunistic to try to make that one work. And here we see a little bit of side by side action between Jeff Franks and Miguel Oliveira, excuse me, and they're coming up Arouge right now and in through Radion. A little bit of track limits exploration going on between the two drivers, but they managed to keep it neat and tidy coming down the Kemmel Straight, and I don't think he'll be under threat going into Lacombe's, and no. It looks like no.
He carried 5 extra miles an hour onto the straight. Of course, he's not going to be under threat.
Whoa, but closing down at Lacombe's, though, for sure. And it looks like Mr. Franks really does want to put the work into Yadel or Oliveira. Excuse me, that's a tongue twister of a name. I apologize.
Yeah, Idriel Olivaria here, he definitely, you know, one thing I respect about the decision made there is, so yes, he cut Arouge Radion, but he realized it very early, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get the track cut anyways, why not just keep it flat? That's what we call a speed token here. It's not necessarily the most sportsman-like thing to do, but, you know, it's racing. What is sportsmanship? This is sportsmanship, actually, as we have side-by-side Alex Hansen. Okay, the sportsmanship is kind of lost now, and both of them are going to go deep into sector Sector 3. Aaron Silva elbows out with Alex Hansen, sends him, I don't know if he sent himself wide, but there was a result of a contact, and the Limit Road team here is certainly limited by the resulting damage that may ensue.
Wow. I'm just going to remain speechless for that one. I'm not sure who was at fault there for that contact or for Mr. Silva to go off there, but it looked like it all ended in tears, and Alex Hansen is back into the lead of this race right now. But I'm sure that Aaron Silva will want to get back at him, good, bad, or indifferent. Let's see if there's any lap time changes that are coming out. Looks like Alex Hansen hasn't set one yet. His last lap was a 34.5, 33.1 for Aaron Silva. So the times are going in Aaron Silva's direction as he has the fastest lap of the race. Here's Adriel Oliveira going next to, I believe that's going to be Dr. Porkchop. 3 wide situation now coming out of the bus stop right now. Nose to tail all 3 drivers. Adriel leads, Porkchop leads Franks. All 34s for them 3 drivers right now, and we head towards turn 1. Nose to tail, tucking in just very neatly there. Oh, and there's a big wiggle there from Julian, and then I think that this is going to be a 2x2 situation going up the hill, but maybe not. Backing off, Dr. Porkchop holds on to his lead right now, but just barely doing so, and then Franks is going to want to get a piece of this, heading in towards Lacombe, coming down the Kemmel Straight, nose to tail right now. That AMG represented by We Love Wins Racing is side by side with Dr. Porkchop, fully alongside, wing mirror to wing mirror right now. They're gonna go into it. Let's see if it all ends in tears or if it ends up being neat and tidy, and it is neat and tidy. And then Franks is able to go through on Porkchop, has a bit of a wiggle on the exit of Lacombs, but neatly, tidily holding onto it by just a thread. And Oliveira is actually running away with it, 1.3 second advantage over Franks right now.
What great racing between those 2 drivers that we just saw there. Dr. Porkchop and Jeff Franks giving themselves a tremendous amount of respect between the 2 of them there. I was sensing that something was going to boil over at that point. I thought I was watching a pot of water boiling on high right there, but no, it seems that it was on a simmer, and we are all good, and the simmer will continue on for the time being. And up ahead, Christian Julian looking to make moves onto Pedro Antoni, whilst we have a 4-way fight for the lead right now. Alex Hansen leading over Aaron Silva, over Pedro Antoni, and over Christian Julian. Let's see here, Christian Julian on the drive. Can he find any opportunity from this fight? Pedro is going to be backing up his teammate again. He's sort of, as I said earlier, the rear gunner right now. He's not going to be trying to attack Pedro. He's not going to be trying to attack Aaron. He's going to be more trying to defend here from Christian and trying to keep a decent little gap and allow Aaron Silva to potentially take the lead of this race. Either way, they continue on here as the gap forms and down towards the bus stop chicane. Let's see, Aaron Silva maybe finding a move here. There's a bit of damage on the front end right now. Can he make a move? It's going to be the outside line that he has to commit to, and the Porsche has him covered off for now. Behind that, the Camaro uses that opportunity to slide into the back there, at least gain some time. And he's actually thinking of a decent run now down towards the first corner onto his teammate. I was expecting some team orders between these 2, but let's see as we go down to the first hairpin. It is going to be just a bit of a brick wall. I think that might have been tactics actually used there to keep the likes of Christian Julian at bay. Oh, but a good run, though. Aaron Silva down the hill, gets a launch and a half and shot out of the corner like a cannon. He takes the position from Alex Hansen. Alex, a very slow run down the hill. Both Limit Road cars are going to take that opportunity, and he is left with his jaw on the floor.
Yeah, Alex Hansen did a very good job. 3 positions lost right there out of 1 mistake. He was leaving a little bit of room there on the inside of La Source. Just being a little defensive there, but not too badly. Is he losing another position now? He is. Alex Hansen dropping like a stone right now, losing up 5 positions now, 4 positions now to that one tiny hairline mistake that he made. This Porsche must be suffering a little bit right now from those earlier attacks that he was facing. But wow, way to go from the leaders right now. Silva and Artoni doing a great job of being optimistic and perhaps even communicating that attack with each other.
Yeah, but overall, I don't know what happened to Alex there. I was trying to look and maybe he put it in the wrong engine mode or something like that, but everything seemed like it was good. I mean, traction control 0, ABS 5. It seems high for the ABS, but who am I to judge? I don't drive a Porsche. And then I didn't see the engine map, but I couldn't find it on the dash. I looked. Will Oro, welcome. I'm not sure what you meant by that. And Undercover Raccoon's asking, do I think that Nico Hulkenberg has a mindful demure? I don't know what that word means, though I've seen it a lot in the past few weeks. I'm assuming that means, like, vibe? Is that like a vibe or like an attitude or something like that? There's no engine maps? Oh, well, that's why I couldn't find it. Fair enough. That answered that question.
I really think what really hurt him was that lift that he had to do going through Radion. It seemed like he had to lift off quite a bit to make sure that there was no contact between him and Artoni. That allowed Artoni through, then Julian was through, and then Oliveira, and eventually ended up catching up there at the end of the Kemmel Straight, or even before the Kemmel Straight was over with.
Steven, I'm with you, Steven. Jaeger Karu tries to the outside here of Vincent Morera. They're trying to battle here for P8 for the time being. Now, keep in mind, there are no pit stops whatsoever in this race yet. Unless your name, I guess, is, Smith or Freiberger, then you might have a drive-through penalty, and a drive-through penalty at Spa is never what you want to find. It's a modest, reserved, and shy. Does Nico Hulkenberg? No, Nico Hulkenberg does not have a modest demure whatsoever. He is a fiery man.
Tell me how you really feel, Mike Nause. Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness, Christian Julian. He is going for a little off-track adventure, and now going to be feeling the pressure from Idriel Olivaria, but again, using the momentum that he gained off-track and the speed token to his advantage, as Alex Hansen has some sort of issue going on right now. There is, I don't know if his throttle isn't being pushed down all the way or what, but this is very uncharacteristic, I sense, from Alex Hansen, where he is, he's, as you said, dropping like a stone in the Marianas Trench right now. It's not looking good for the slow Porsche.
Ooh, and Porchop is off. Morera's off in the background as well at the end of the Lacombe chicane. Both of them just having a bit of an incident and falling down the order, both nose to tail, or they were nose to tail, and then both having individualized accidents there.
Undercover Raccoon giving us a history lesson. Appreciate it. But is Nico mindful? I don't know if I'm the one to judge that. I don't even know what that means. Let's see, is Alex Hansen mindful? That's the question. He's trying to find a move, thinking about it long term here, and he's wondering, why am I going backwards so fast? I know I'm in a Porsche, but I didn't think I was that slow in a straight line. He's trying to go back, though, through campus, and he manages to make the position over Christian Julian. That is a nicely done move. But the question is, can he hold on here as we go on to the straight bit, or the not-so-straight bit, I should say, at the back of the track? And, we have Will Oro cheering on the limit road, P1 and P2 for Brazil. Love to see it.
Oh, this is going to be really close between Alex Hansen and Christian Julian right now. Going through Blanchimont, things are nose to tail, but I think that BMW is going to have the legs to be able to catch up to the Porsche here coming into the bus stop chicane, or may at least think about having an opportunistic lunge at it. No, tucks in right behind, and Alex Hansen has an uncharacteristic mistake again. Lights up the rear end going into the chicane, and then it looks like Julian doesn't even go back after it for some reason. Maybe he just was unsure of where that Porsche may have ended up, so just backed out of it completely. And now Jaeger Karu's back into the mix between this three-way.
I wonder if he's trying to set up an overtake for the Kemmel Straight. That would be my assumption, but he's not close enough really to make that happen. Julian's actually going to come under threat from Jaeger Karu now, as Jaeger's been lapping very, very good for the past few laps now. His fastest lap is a 2:33.5. He had a 2:34 last time around, but that was significantly better than Julian, and he's going to take full advantage of it. Immediately, he goes to the inside, but he gets blocked by the Porsche. Alex Hansen giving the helping hand to his opponent. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Christian Julian, he takes the position, but Alex Hansen ends up holding on to one. I mean, to be fair, he's damage limitation at this stage. 3.5 minutes left. He's just trying to get to the checkered flag without dropping any more. Jägerkaru, though, finds the inside line for Bruxelles. It'll turn to the out for No Name. Needs to get the power down. I'm not sure this is the time nor the place to make that stick.
Oh, wow, really good racing from all these drivers. It looks like some exploratory moves again over the grass on the top of speakers. It looks like the Merc is being pushed out to the esports racing line for some reason. I hope they realize that all only works in iRacing and not for ACC. That Mercedes AMG really got the worst of it there and is trying to get past Alex Hansen right now going into campus. Will it be on the inside? No, holding off for one more day and maybe setting up a move for after Blanchimont and into the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, couldn't line it up into the Fagnas, unfortunately, and Jägerkaru there. Wait, hold on, what? What hit? Anyways, wait, what? Where did the Porsche go?
Alex Hansen went forward, right, and it looks like Jägerkaru went backwards.
Interesting. What happened there? I was looking at chat, and all of a sudden the gap expanded to a mile. That happened very suddenly. Since Mike didn't answer, I'll assume he said, okay, hold on. I actually missed it, to be completely honest. Mike, who's the best character in Total Drama? I need to look at the list again. I think I've answered this before, but let me pull up the list of the Total Drama cast because I forgot the names of people.
Did Jaeger use the esports line last season at Spa as well? I'm not quite sure. The Limit Road P1 and P2 is like a Verstappen don't show in transmission, K. Limit Road racing fans all here tonight. Love to see it. Thank you very much for all the cheers. Love to see the team camaraderie here at Tracklicious come all the way over from the other side of the Pacific. Well, down south of the Pacific, I should say. Thank you very much for all the Brazilians to being here tonight. Really appreciate you. I know it's getting late in the evening for y'all, so can't thank you enough for being here and cheering on your fellow countrymen.
100%. And I think my answer to that probably has to be Lashwana. I think that's how you say her name. The sassy girl. That would be my answer. What is a kilometer, Disco? What is a kilometer? Anyways, Jeff Franks, he has made up quite a few positions. 2 of them, to be honest. I guess it wasn't as many as I thought. I felt like Jeff Franks started further back than he did, and I think I said that earlier on, too, and it just wasn't true. But our biggest gainer here tonight is Mario Jr. up 9 positions in P13. He started in 22nd. He has gained quite a bit. Biggest loser here tonight, 4 positions, Skylar Smith taking that... No, why did that was... the worst possible time I could have tuned over to Skylar Smith. I apologize, but making a mare pit lane, that's for sure. I think he's already cursed his own race at this point, unfortunately.
I think Mike rubbed it in a little bit there. The exclamation point curse still stands to this day. We're going to blame Mike Nause for that one, Skylar.
He's underused in World Tour, but but Heather shines.
Is that Alex Hansen spun off?
Oh, that is. Let's see. Looks unforced. Alex Hansen, this is a night to forget, or a race to forget. As the cameraman, of course, tunes away. Here we go. Runs wide through the second Fagna, I think, there, into the campus corner. And he catches a little too much curb, lights up his tires, and spins around.
Yeah, just getting out onto the slippery green stuff, and with the track temperatures being so low, still down in the 17s.
Well, he just finished the race. Aaron Silva has won the race, everybody. My apologies, Saagar. Sorry about that. The 57 car for Brazil takes the race win. Pedro Antoni comes home in second for Limit Road, the 997. And Jeff Franks with a podium finish. P3, Christian Julian comes home 4th, Jägerkaru 5th, Dr. Porkchop 6th, R.L. Brown 7th, Vincent Morera in 8th, Alex Hansen 9th, top 10 finish, damage limitation at the very least, and Miguel Cicerone, I think one of the first-time drivers here tonight for the Rookie League, he is out there in P10, nicely done for the rookie.
Nice top 10 finish for the rookie indeed. R.L. Brown as well in 10th place, and going down the order, We still have a couple of drivers left to cover. We got Wilson Ortiz, Yadriel Oliveira, Mario Jr., Stefano Rinaldi, Rally Dutchy, Thomas Storms, Ryan Eason. And where did Alex Hansen end up? He's still in the top 10 in 9th place. Still doing all right. Arl Brown ended up in 7th place. Wonderful finish for him. I've known him for a couple of seasons now. Glad to see him driving a little bit something different now in the GT4 category.
Love it. Thank you very much, by the way, for the follows from Caviero as well as Patrick17R. I missed those a little bit earlier. Thank you guys for hitting that follow button here. Heather and Lishuan are equally sassy. That is true. But Heather's also... I just don't like Heather that much. Just personally. I don't know. You can hate me all you want. Wade Georgeson, the best livery on the grid, comes home in P22. No biases here tonight, but let's be real. Great livery.
Did we ever get a definition on what that fish was, the angler?
Oh, that's a good point. We never got a... I feel like it's a mascot. Is that like a Australian Football League mascot? I feel like I've seen that before in an Australian Football League or something like that. Mr. Roo, you're going to have to correct me or tell me on that one. Let's see if I can get a good view on it. It is that fish in the back right there. But I do have to go back to the booth before my game crashes. There we go. Let's hope we can find out. As, like I said, I'm pretty confident. As I Google frequently. I don't think it's an AFL logo. Never mind. What is it then? I've seen that logo before. Is that a sports team? I feel like I have. Dr. Porkchop, welcome back to chat. Great job out there tonight. Dr. Porkchop finishing in 6th position. We, of course,
doing a great job.
Absolutely so. We will, of course, have a race 2 coming up very shortly. We just have to get our server restart. We will not have a qualifying. The server order will be the order that the drivers finished in. But in the meantime, we have, again, a little brief intermission. Beforehand, get some popcorn, chat, go and get some snacks and ready for the next races. We got 2 more races tonight. The GT4 Rookies and the GT4 Open. My goodness. My voice is going to be done.
Yeah, especially with Dr. Porkchop having a little tank slapper at the end of the Kemmel Straight and into Lacombs. He slapped a wall pretty hard. So I'm surprised that he ended up in the top 10, doing pretty well to recover from that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job there. Great recovery drive. And Jaden, not yet, but I did see that it shipped the other day. I did get that email, so I will let you know when I do. And Zanderzone.
What did you get? Tracklicious sponsored popcorn?
No, not Tracklicious. It's some, I think it was for his ROTC, purchased some popcorn and some gummy bears. Some white cheddar popcorn.
Nice.
White cheddar popcorn, the best popcorn out there without a shadow of a doubt, to be completely honest.
No, absolutely not. This is where I draw the line, Mike Nause. This is where I draw the line. The sweet kettle corn snickerdoodle popcorn that they sell at Christmas time, that like the Girl Scouts sell, is by far the best popcorn out there on the market. Let me see if I can find a name for it.
Doesn't count, in my opinion. Okay? So, what? I don't think we're comparing apples to, like, I would say celery, to be honest. I think this is an unfair comparison where they're 2 different snacks for 2 different occasions, right? Where, yes, I agree with you. The caramel ones are incredible, but I don't think you can compare them to white cheddar because you're not in the mood for them at the same time. Am I crazy? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I feel like you're taking crazy pills, Mike Doss. I don't know where the disconnect is happening right now. But
interviews later, by the way. Interviews after race 2. Biteborn, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Popcornopolis, Snickerdoodle, corn popcorn is the best popcorn you've ever had in your life.
It's just too
Caramel
sweet.
corn is also amazing. Yes,
Caramel
it is. No,
amazing.
It's not, Mike Noss.
It's good.
No, it's not.
It's too... I can eat more white cheddar popcorn than I can that. Therefore, it's better.
I want to smash my mic so bad and just like drop it and walk away right now.
To be fair, I love white cheddar stuff. That's just where it's at. White cheddar, anything is where it's at for me. And second off, popcorn just isn't like, I'm not a big popcorn guy, to be honest. I'm more like, I got gummy bears with it. That's more where like gummy bears slap. So
if you're not, are they Haribo gummy bears at least?
I don't know. I think they're like local or something. I don't know what they are. Disco, do you want to? I'll let you know.
Disco Jaden, let me know. Are they Haribo gummy bears? What kind of gummy bears are we slanging right now? And do we have any Snickerdoodle regular cone popcorn that you could sell me as well? I'm always down to support an ROTC member.
Actually, yeah. If Disco, you should probably send that link over to Saagar. Was it for the ROTC?
I'd buy some stuff.
I just want to confirm that first, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was for, if I remember right.
For the Boy Scouts of America, I'll still support it.
It was Boy Scouts. That's what it was. Boy Scouts. Snack. That's right. But yes, wait, Boy Scouts of America. Wait, huh?
No, it is yes ROTC.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, lovely. And they aren't Haribo. Yes, Mike hates Miley Cyrus. You can't trust his taste. You know, fair.
How could you, Mike Nause? How could you?
Man, like, hate is a strong word, but you know, I mean, I'm not listening to Miley to set my PRs. Let's just say that.
Mike, you came in like a wrecking ball today.
I actually didn't. Today, the gym today sucked. I'll just be completely honest. I was extremely hungry. I didn't eat anything besides a Uncrustable peanut butter and jelly. I ate that before the Williams stream today. And after that, I was like, cool, I got like 2.5 hours left before the Trackalicious stream. Or it was like, what, 3 hours left before I had the Trackalicious stream. I can go to the gym for a bit. Get to the gym, do some bench, and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm starving. Like, I have no energy whatsoever to work out. So did a couple more workouts and then said, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm just pushing weights around at this point. So I went home and ate. No one asked, but you got it. You don't remember Saagar's Discord? I mean, he's in the Discord. I don't know what to say.
I'm in the Discord. Saagar. Bakshi.
I was very hungry. The country of hungry, but misspelled. That's true. That's true. It doesn't say much, but that is a true fact, Adam Strange, that I cannot disagree with. Great observation. Am I in the wrong server? I am.
Mike, I was just about to say, you're in the wrong server, brother.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Good thing we're still up on the booth and chat doesn't actually know what's going on right now, but I thought that looked a bit odd.
Wet in the dark. What's going on?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is going on? Ollie Raza and the rookies? Like, huh? Okay.
These poor rookies. They're really screwed.
There we go. We got the right.
I think you joined the wrong server again.
No, I didn't. Did I? I did. You're right. Impressive. Sorry. Like I say, chat doesn't get to see any of these technical mistakes that we're making. So they just, for all they know, everything is going perfectly behind the scenes. What is the server not?
Everything is fine.
Round 2. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Server.
Some racers seem to have a problem at the finish line last race. Ooh, what problem could they have faced?
Yeah, I'm curious. What do you mean by that?
On Byteborn?
What the heck? Oh my goodness, it's so bright. Okay, because I set the day preset. That's, there we go. Means I have
to, much better.
I think I still have to restart ACC TV though, because ACC TV is a great program. Yep, I do. You love to see it.
Someone redeemed another hydrate for us. Thank you very much.
Certainly. Let's get some caffeine in here. As we get ready to get into the race. We are just getting
Thank you, Jaden, for sending me the information. Appreciate it.
I will say, Saagar, it was a big bag of popcorn. He sent me a picture of it.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And I'll let you know how it is when I get it, but
I'll take some to class with me and share it with all of my peers.
let's go. Saagar, the nice guy. Anyways, chat, let's get into it. We got the action ready, I think. Now the black screen of anticipation before we get down to the action. There we go. Starting us off on pole position, Aaron Silva, the number 57, lining up at the top here tonight, and alongside him it is going to be his company, or the sister car, Pedro Artoni, the Limit Road 1-2. Let's see if they're going to be limited by the road here tonight. Jeff Franks, third for the Love Wins Racing with Christian Julie and company in P4 for the BMW Sunoco number 12. Jaeger Karu, fifth quickest with Dr. Porkchop Company in P6. RL Brown, seventh quickest in the Street Art Racing with Vincent Morera in P8. Alex Hansen, ninth quickest with Miguel Ciceron in P10. Wilson Ortiz in P11. Number 11 for Adriel Olivaria, coming home in P12 with Mario Jr. in 13th. Stefano Rinaldi, 14th quickest with Rally Duchy starting in pit lane. Thomas Storm, 16th fastest with Gustavo Casanova in P17, and Drew Freiberger in 18th. Chris Saunderson, 19th quickest here for the new driver to the Rookie League, and Chase Donnelly company for him in P20. Wade Georgeson, 21st quickest with Skylar Smith in P22. As somebody said earlier, the name of a supervillain, it sounds like. I have to agree, to be honest. Skylar Smith. We'll see if he can manage any villainous deeds from the back. Hopefully not. Brian Menser, 23rd quickest with the likes of Seth Lincoln in P24, a less than ideal race from him. And Colin Sugg in the Slug Racing, rounding out the back, last but not least.
And the 621 seems to be starting from the pits right now. Who is that?
It was, I think, was it Rally or was it Jaeger? It was Jaeger, I think, right? No, it was Rally.
Rally Duchy starting from the pits right now, so that promotes a few of the drivers further back up. I know that's Georgeson in the 707, who finished 22nd last race, now starting in 21st position. The favorite livery vote goes to, drumroll please, Mr. Georgeson in the 707, the flying Boeing with the kangaroo there on the side of his car. And someone please let us know what kind of fish that is on the side, or what mascot that is.
Yeah, please. I know, like I said, I feel like this is a mascot, but or a logo for a team. But chat, let us know what this is. Does anybody? Also, the Fox Racing logo's in the background. I just caught that. Does anyone know? Believe it or not, I was sponsored by Fox at one point in my life.
Doing what activity, Mike Nause?
Racing quads and motorcycles when I was like 5 to 10 years old.
Sick. That's pretty sick. A good Mike Nause fact.
That's not an anglerfish? What is it then? You can't just tell me it's not an anglerfish and say what it isn't. What is it then? Also, I feel like Saagar, fun fact for you, fun fact about Darth Talon. I don't know who Darth Talon is, but I feel like you do.
Darth Talon. Sounds like someone from Star Wars.
All right, lovely. Time to head over to Google.
Legacy comments are P. Cade's story and his addiction, perfection, Darth Crate. No, it's a Sith ideology. Yeah, it is. Darth Talon.
Well, yeah.
Legacy comics. Yeah, no.
But do you know any fun facts about him?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Mike is Peter Griffin. Ouch.
Oh, wow. Ouch, what an insult.
What a jab, Adam. Dang. Is that not just a piranha? I don't know if that's just a piranha. Does it have any significance? Maybe it does. I don't know the fish name, but it isn't an anglerfish. Look. Fair enough. Is it a piranha, though? Are Australians known for their piranhas? I don't think they're known for their anglerfish either, to be fair.
Oh, the anglerfish is the one with the little light from Finding Nemo? Is that true? I guess so.
Could be. Also, I just caught the comment from Ryan Conlon as well, and Squashmonger. saying that, man, I wish I had signed up for this race, but the wife made me and I need to add another race. Hey, I understand. Shout out to all the sim racing wives out there for allowing their significant others, of course, so shout out to all of the significant others for sim racing, to allow them to go out and sim race. But also, if I didn't catch Total, I did not watch World Tour, I only watched Total Drama Island. So that was, I missed the World Tour. That explains it. It's prob a barramundi? What is that? Am I a failure? I feel like, am I allowed to say that?
A barramundi. Interesting. I've never heard of a barramundi.
I feel like that's a bait. I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. Anyways.
Googling.
I'll personally DM you both a picture of an anglerfish. I know what an anglerfish is, Disco.
Definitely doesn't look like a barramundi. The barramundi looks like it's got some ordinary teeth and not enough toothbrushes to go around.
Anyways, let's get into the action here. The drivers are rounding the first corner now, and it is a limit road 1-2. Brazil at the top. Behind them, Jeff Frank's going to be challenging down to the first corner. We'll see, though. Is there going to be any team orders? We're soon going to find out. This is race 2 of round 2 for the GT4 Rookie League. I'm Mike Nause. Joining with me tonight is Saagar Bakshi as we approach the total energy board, and we are green, green, green. Heading up the hill now towards Eau Rouge Radion and onto the Kemmel Straight. A little bit of bumping and banging there in the back, but it seems that everybody makes it off without too much of an issue. Everybody now files onto the long straight. It's going to be Jeff Franks trying to send it 3 wide with Dr. Porkchop and Christian Julian. Julian, though, has the run onto Pedro Antoni. All of this has allowed Aaron Silva to get away pretty much free. But as they go down to Lacombe, it's going to be late on to the brakes now for Julian. He takes the inside line. The Limit Road car is off the track. Almost certainly going to have to hand that position over. Dr. Porkchop has made up a position as well. Jeff Franks going backwards, it seems. But the real car going backwards is Jaeger Karu. He's facing the wrong way in the least opportune spot he could find and causes a bit of chaos and carnage. And there is millions and millions and millions of dollars here on lap 1 in damage. Let's go back and see that again.
Oh, just gets touched in the rear there and then touched one more time for good measure, split between them like a pig, and then just has to sit there holding his brakes. You can see his lights there, but just gets collected in all that carnage. And I think that's Alex Hansen, who made up 2 positions off the start. Yadriel Oliveira gaining 4 positions. Dr. Porkchop now stranded into a K-rail.
Yeah, Dr. Porkchop seems to have had contact there. It looked like with the Porsche of Alex Hansen. So we're still in a replay here, folks. We'll be coming back live briefly. But it's a bit of a chaotic lap 1 here tonight, and these drivers not quite on the best behavior, it seems. And we have Dr. Porkchop, unfortunately, down towards the bottom. I'm not sure whose fault that was, if it was Alex or Porkchop, but either way, Alex Hansen here, he gets away without too much of an issue early on. He's following R.L. Brown with Idriel Olivaria behind him. A little bit of gravel kicked up now as they head down to the bus stop. This should be a good run for the Porsche. Trying to get it side by side, but he gets a little bit of a bad run on the through Blanchimont. Manages to get it back under control, though. The inside's covered for the Aston Martin. The Porsche forced to take the racing line, and he isn't going to be able to find the light of day. He gets a little bit loose as well. That's going to cause a bit of a concertina effect. Idriel gets very close to the bumper. Wilson Ortiz as well with Gustavo Casanova. Everybody managing to make it through lap 1 in this pack, but it was certainly a close call at times.
Jaeger Karu says there's always a second race. Well, not in this case. This is the second race. Oh my God, what a wall of text we just received. That was distracting. Side-by-side action between Sunderson and it looks like Mr. Sugg. Side-by-side, Sunderson on the inside. We saw him get lapped a while earlier in race 1. Now he's on the lead lap and gets touched in the rump by Mr. Junior, I would imagine, and that spins him around, sitting at the worst possible place at the top of the hill, just completely blindsided. 3 wide now. Thomas Storms on the inside just goes a little deep there and ricochets one car into the other, and now we have Ortiz rejoining the track, trying to get that position back right away, and he does so, and then tucks in single file right behind Casanova.
Oh, that was very close. I don't know if that car ended up spun out there in the straight, but there was contact in a straight line. These drivers have, well, some interesting driving standards tonight, and I will imagine there will be a longly worded text in the Discord after this race from some of the admins. That's just my prediction. Adriel Olivadia, though, taking full advantage of the situation, and he gets a punt from the back from Wilson Ortiz. Or no, that was Miguel Cicerone, unfortunately. That gave him a little punt and more contact. Chase Donnelly alongside Adriel Olivadia. Rubbin's racing, I know that, but my goodness, this is a whole nother level.
Yeah, this is a whole nother level. This is not a race that we've seen like race one at all. Race one was very clean in comparison, but I think the drivers are just getting a little tired out there. Maybe feeling a little bit too confident with their cars beneath them now and thinking that they can go for some possible overtakes. Ortiz and Casanova just out in front, seemingly close to each other. And here's Chase Donnelly chasing down Ortiz, getting really close to the rear end. Chase Donnelly having a good recovery drive from earlier in race one, now trying to make up positions and stay in the top 10.
Yeah, and fun fact about Darth Talon, he's apparently they are apparently a very seductive warrior. Like many Sith lords, wields her physical allure as a weapon and has a dangerous combination of beauty, skill, and cruelty. A very interesting way to put that. There you go. There's your fun fact about Darth Talon.
Whoa, there's a big send on the inside. Look at a stamp and sending it. Is that number 11? Oh, no.
The less said, the better. Moving up the field, Vincent Morera putting the pressure onto Jeff Franks. Thomas Storms also. Jeff Franks under threat from Vincent Morera as this is a race.
This is something. But I'm not sure this is a race. We might be playing ping pong here as Thomas Storms tries to go ahead on the inside. The 88 goes a little slip and slide, though, and slows down RL Brown into Casanova. Casanova and RL Brown going after it right now. The number 21 tucking in behind RL Brown in the 996. Side-by-side action as we head into Bruxelles. And now who is going to hold on to their line the best? The 21 seems to be doing a great job of doing so. Drifting out a little bit wide there, almost avoiding contact, and I believe they did. Now RL Brown's the one who has to maintain it on the inside line. Does so and slips right in behind Casanova.
Is it just me or is race 2 always rough, Karu? Yeah, it's one of them. It's always one of them, it seems. But I gotta admit, the Rookie League the past few seasons has been amazing. This is honestly, and I'll just say it as it is, this is the worst driving standards I've seen from the rookies. Just hands down, I'd like to see it improved next week. So any of the rookies out there that are watching this VOD back that are driving out there tonight, clean it up. Clean it up next week. I mean... on cue, I guess. Like I say, let's see a bit more clean racing. I'd like to see that from all the rookies next week. Yeah.
I'll be there in the rookies, Mike. I'll join them next week and I'll tell them what's up. How's that?
I'd just like to see. I don't need you to. I just want to see them not drive like they're the only ones on the road. I guess is kind of where I'm at.
Oh, so you don't want me on the track then? I see.
Well, no, I'd rather you in the booth. I'd rather not be solo for 3 hours, to be completely honest. So.
Well, I'll join you right after I'm done with rookies. As soon as I'm done kicking some, you know what? Hi-ya! Chopping off some noses here and there.
The one track that I practiced for this month, Karu. Look, Karu, don't feel bad. Like I said, this is just one of those races. In fact, let's go, Wade Georgeson, up 10 positions from P22. I think that says it all. Clean racing. Look what clean driving can get you. Chase Donnelly up 11 positions. Oh, goodness. Is it about to be potentially up 13 positions if these two have a bit of a moment? Let's find out. Now on to the Kemmel straight. Chase Donnelly. Okay, maybe when I say clean racing, Chase... anyways, he's keeping it contact-free for the time being, minus the contact that we saw earlier. Pay no mind to that. But 11 positions gained as well for Gustavo Casanova, who's been on the charge. He has made some clean overtakes. Thomas Storm as well, up through the consistency alone in not hitting other people. You love to see it.
Love to see the consistency of these drivers, and the ones that are making it clean have definitely shown so with their lap pace as well. We see a couple of the drivers not doing so well right now, but a lot of them really are doing really well with their driving standards and their pace staying super consistent out there.
Not so clean when they went full, well, and literally, yeah. Look. Like I said, I want to see more clean racing from these drivers next week, and I think they all know. I don't need to say anymore. You know who you are if you're watching, and you know. I mean, like I say, I don't think I need to say anymore. You know who you are. Oh my goodness, this is lovely though. Side by side, Chase Donnelly going alongside Wilson Ortiz. Wilson manages to defend it for now, but how long can he hold through the fang as they go and down into Sector 3 onto the back stretch, the not so straight bit, where the opportunity for overtaking opens up in the bus stop. You can try earlier on, and I've seen it happen before, that's certainly for sure, but it's risky, to be completely honest, and Eric, I think, yeah, there we go, Eric. I think you're summing it up better than I am. I'm just mildly upset being in the booth. But yes, I just want to see them have fun, and if it's not fun when everyone is crashing each other out. Exactly. Clean up the driving standards, and we all have a good time, and that's how it goes.
Yep, can't agree with that more. And here we go, Wilson Ortiz trying to make a move on RL Brown going into the bus stop chicane. No, we'll just tighten down the gap just a little bit. Chase Donnelly doing a great job of sticking in nice and close with these two drivers out in front, just really finding his rhythm right now and his rhyme. 235s for all three drivers, so not a lot of pace to be improved, but Chase Donnelly being the fastest of the three of them right now.
Yeah, and Chase Donnelly trying to capitalize on the weaving that Wilson Ortiz is doing. Wilson was trying to sell a dummy to the inside of the first corner and then take the racing line, but that only slowed him down, and that really gives Chase Donnelly the run and the opportunity to overtake him here. This is why I think you just sometimes got to be patient when you're going for overtakes, and then we're going to see Chase Donnelly in the wing mirror going for the run, but the McLaren gets a launch and a half onto the Kemmel Straight and leaves the AMG for dust pretty much. Wilson Ortiz going to be piling the pressure onto RL Brown potentially, but he is going to be a bit too far back for that move. He just takes to the racing line smartly this time, and we'll be trying again, potentially through Bruxelles as he's trying to line that up. He gets nice and close to the exit there of the second chicane, or first chicane, not sure that's where you want to be sending it, but Bruxelles definitely has a window. The window, though, is closed.
And Chase Donnelly getting the official energy drink choice of Tracklicious. Whoa, trying to go around the outside there of No Name around the 58. Again, not a place that you really want to send it, because then you're going to end up at Pouon, as Cicerone seems to be spun around at No Name himself.
It looked like there was contact between him and Mario Jr. I think we caught that literally just in the back of the shot. Yeah. We don't need to go back and watch the replay. It's all good. We got the limit road here of Wilson Ortiz being cheered on by Labo Silva in chat. Loboa Silva. My apologies. I think I got that. Either way, obrigado. I mean, it's all good. But obrigado to any of the Brazilians out there watching. Hey, we got Carson joining us as well. Carson, you're joining us for a race, that's for sure. We're side by side, though, at the very least. Wilson Ortiz has a launch and a half as he runs down towards Blanchimont. He gets the overtake done before we even reach the bus stop. That is pretty much textbook if I've ever seen it. Are we going to see RL Brown trying for a move back? No, it seems that RL is going to just tuck to the racing line and satisfied holding the position off. Moving, though, swiftly down the field to Stefano Rinaldi, who has found the back of Miguel Cicerone after that little bit of a spin that we saw from him. In the battling, though, actually, I should say we should tune right back as RL Brown potentially thinks about a move into the first corner. He's committed to the inside here, but he has to brake early. There is no way you're going to be finding that one from downtown. And now this is going to allow Chase Donnelly that run that he had last time, that we got checked up there on the back bumper of RL. That might affect his momentum, but you don't want to be right on the bumper into the Kemmel Straight. You want to be close, but not close to the point where you are going to be making contact, almost pushing them through. Especially the AMG and the Aston. The straight line speed currently is favoring the AMG of Chase Donnelly. He's 8th quickest in the straight line at 248 kph. The Aston pretty much all the way down in 15th for 244.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a run into Lacombs, but not quite. The 257 almost runs into the back of RL Brown, but does a good job avoiding so, stays on the brakes for as long as possible. RL Brown perhaps having that Jedi mind sense in the back of his head, preventing him from releasing the brakes just a little too early there, stayed on him as well. And it looks like the 257 is going for a alternate line there from RL Brown, trying to gain a little bit of momentum and then possibly go on the attack here at Huan.
Very well. Also, a fun fact being redeemed. Is this the open race? No, this is Rookies Round 2. Redeemed about asking a fun fact about Ariana Grande. Oh my goodness, hold that thought, Chase Donnelly. Well, there we go. A little bit of a mistake there from RL Brown, and Chase is there to capitalize. Ariana Grande.
I think that might have been contact between the 257 and the 996.
Fair enough.
And that's what contact.
I was looking at my other monitor. That very well could have been the case, and if so, you hate to see it because we've seen enough contact in this race. But anyways, Ariana Grande is a huge anime fan, apparently. Her favorite anime is Spirited Away and Sailor Moon. And she even has a tattoo inspired by Evangelion. There we go. I'm not an anime fan, but if you are, you got another one of you. I did watch Initial D. Great anime. Other than that, can't say I've watched too many.
Have you seen Initial D?
That's what I just said.
Oh, sorry. My brain just blew out for a second as I was typing rest in pieces to Carson Cast. Because sometimes it's like I can hear him in the booth with me. And sometimes I can even read his messages in chat like he's here with us sometimes.
I think
you know what another good...
Holy smoke! Stefano Rinaldi lumbers over the curb there with enough mid-air time to be served wine on that flight. Is that going to allow the opportunity for Rally Dutchy to the outside? No, somehow it doesn't.
What's the other one? I'll have to Google this. What's the airplane that switches from like an airplane to like a half airplane, half robot to like a full-on robot?
What? You mean...
Yeah, hold on.
Like a VTOL?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. There's an anime series about them, and they're piloted by these pilots, obviously. And it's a great anime. I just can't remember what it's called. Rally Dutchy trying to make a move on Rinaldi right now at the entrance of Lacombe. Will that be able to hold on the inside line? He backs out of it just a little bit. Macross? No. I don't think that's it. There was a video game about it. Robotech.
Was that on the GameCube?
It was on the GameCube. Yes, Robotech Battle
goodness.
Cry.
Yo, this is the game that I've been searching for a long time. This game was amazing. Me and my buddy used to play it, and I've never known what it was called. Saagar, you've actually just saved me so much time. That's incredible. I didn't know it was called.
You're very welcome.
Okay. No, that was literally one of the best games on the GameCube. That was probably my favorite game on the GameCube. So, heck yeah. I've always wondered
runs during the canyon runs and all that stuff.
I can't tell you much about it because I was so young, but all I know is that was the game. Like, I loved that game as a kid.
Robotech is Macross.
Or Ruined Macross.
Oh, it is.
Interesting. Okay. I wonder which one I'm talking. I'm not sure which I'm talking about again, but that was that is an incredible game. Thomas Storms here, trying to find a move as Saagar Bakshi has disappeared.
Oh.
Let me know when that gets up, but Saagar Bakshi will be back with us momentarily. Brief intermission as we have Thomas Storm and Vincent Morera having a little bit of a side-by-side bout into the first corner as they go along. It's going to be the Brazilian able to hold the advantage for now, but the switchback from Thomas Storms sends him to the inside now of the, well, exit. It's going to turn to the outside for Maggots and Beckett's. Who is going to give? It's going to go too wide into it, and it looks like Storms is going to be the one that has to yield. Oh, and that's going to be, well, Vincent Morera a little bit deep. And Vincent there has to immediately check up as we have now with Thomas ahead. And A change of position. Again, all about keeping it between the mayo and the mustard. This is the fun racing, though, that we're looking for. Nice and clean all the way through.
Between the mayo and the mustards. That's just because they've got yellow and red stripes. I see what you did there, Mike Nause. I see what you did there.
It more works on the road. It doesn't work as much in a racetrack, unfortunately, because typically it's just mayonnaise lines, but...
Mayonnaise lines.
But it does work on a road. Skylar Smith to the inside of Stefano Rinaldi. The Camaro should have the advantage. It's got such good brakes compared to the Aston Martin, and there you can see exactly why the Camaro, it may be heavy, it may be quick in a straight line, but my goodness does that thing stop quicker than pretty much any GT4 car out there.
Robotech is Macross, or ruined Macross, but the same difference. Digimon is the best anime, and Megan needed to rework the contract.
Yeah, chat
Megan
is all
Thee
over the place right now.
And we're not even the ones that are derailed right now. It's
Yeah.
you, chat. You're the ones that are derailed.
Chat's derailed themselves. We
Trying
got
to suck
Ryan
us into
Conlin
this.
also spamming dolphins over on the YouTube side of things. Like, it's chaos, carnage, and it's chat. It's not even the race. Well, okay, let's not be. The racing's also chaos and carnage. That's beside the point, though.
Well, and the race is about to be over in 3, 2, 1, and the 57's about to cross the line for the final time.
Take it away, I guess.
Aaron Silva takes the win for Limit Road Racing. And then in P2, it looks like Julian's going to be taking home P2, and our Tony is going to be taking home P3. So it's not Limit Road 1, 2 this time, but they're still all on the podium this time around. And then Frank's taking home P4, Storms in P5, Morera in P6, Casanova in 7th, Ortiz in 8th, Donnelly in 9th, and Hansen takes home 10th, and that's your top 10 for you.
Wow,
Whoa!
Alex Hansen took home 10th at the last possible opportunity with 0 seconds separating, 0.0 separating the two. I don't know what the margin was separating them, but I'm pretty sure that came down to the 10,000ths. That was an absurdly close finish.
0.0 separating them. Alex Hansen in P10. R.L. Brown coming home in 11th. That's one for the photo booth.
Oh, I missed it. That was one for the photo booth, though. That's for sure. What a race. Aaron Silva, Christian Julian, Pedro Antoni, your top 3. Great work from the top 10, I would say. Or rather, realistically, I would say great work from the top 5. Everybody else, let's see some cleaner racing next week. And I know that's not everyone. Everyone wasn't involved in a collision. I'm not saying that that was everyone's fault. But there were more people that caused incidents than more people that didn't, in my opinion, in this race. So let's see that change next week. But either way, that's the rookies done and dusted. Up next, we have the GT4 Open, and we should be getting on to that pretty quick. We do have some interviews, though, from Aaron Silva, Christian Julian, and Pedro Antoni, if they would like them in the meantime. And let's see if we can wrangle some of those drivers up. It seems that we have the likes of Altered Hybrid. That was, who was that again? Was that Pedro? I cannot remember. No, Pedro's in the Discord, so that was Aaron Silva. So we're going to start off then with Pedro Antoni. And I tell you what, Saagar, why don't you take these interviews here tonight?
Sounds good.
Não tem setup wet, não. Foda-se.
Hello, hey Pedro. Sorry.
Hey, Pedro, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, hello.
Hey, you're in the booth with me and Mike Nause. How do you feel about your double podium tonight for Limit Road Racing?
I'm so happy today, so happy. I think I made a good race, 2 good races, but in the second one, in the first Al Rouge, I didn't make it so well. And congratulations for Julian, because he's amazing the second race. It's not like the same car, you know, not the same racer, but congratulations for him.
Amazing. And what was the key to your success here? Did you guys do a lot of practice tonight? Did you guys prepare as a team? A little bit of teamwork there in race 1, perhaps, that got you through on race 1. Did you guys have anything worked out for race 2?
Yes, we practice a lot together, and Aaron, who is the the first one into the true race, Silva, he makes the setups for the McLarens. So he's an amazing guy, and he knows a lot about racing and setups. And he made a good, amazing job. And we together we shared some experience on the race, how to make some turns, and how to make make a good race at all.
That's amazing. Amazing work to both of you guys. Is there anybody else that you want to thank, or anybody that you want to, anything else that you want to talk about before we let you go and we talk to the next interviewer?
Yes, I want to thank my girlfriend who is watching me every time. I want to thank my family who is watching me too, and my team, Limit Road. They are the best. They are rooting for me on the comments on the stream, and I really enjoyed your stream and the championship at all. So
Thank
thank
you so
you,
much.
and we see you next Monday.
Yep. See you next Monday, Pedro Artoni. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you in Limit Road Racing. Have a great night.
Thank you.
And it does look like we have managed to wrangle up Christian Julian. I'll take this one as we have Christian Julian joining us out here for tonight, managing to finish P2. Not a bad result. Christian, did you expect yourself to finish up in the podium here tonight?
No, not at all.
Well, I appreciate the straightforwardness at least. No, incredible driving. Your pace was absolutely amazing. You managed to beat out the Limit Road Brazilian there, at least one of them, but didn't quite have the pace to take it to the victory.
No, yeah. Incredible job by everybody tonight. They gave me a real run, especially during the first race. I think I got up to P3, and then unfortunately went off track, and I just gave, in the spirit of racing, I just gave some spots back just to also make it a little bit more exciting. And I wasn't able to capitalize on the following mistakes that the drivers made after that. So I got stuck there in P5, I believe, for that race, or P4. This race, I did a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. Happy about the consistency, not happy about placement. Should have been first, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Hey, I can
Always try to
respect
go
that.
first.
That's always, the winner's mindset, and I respect that tremendously. Now, of course, next week, Monza. How do you feel?
So, everybody knows about the dreaded Monza Turn 1, and everyone expects there to be a huge, let's say, the big one, as some as some NASCAR broadcasters like to call it. But hopefully we're going to see something really clean for next week. Monza, I feel pretty... I got a lot of hours on Monza, so I don't want to brag, but I feel pretty comfortable there. Not my most favorite track and not my most comfortable, but something I'm actually looking forward to.
Love to hear it, Christian. Before we move on, is there anyone you'd like to thank here tonight?
Just to thank everybody here at TRACKILICIOUS. Y'all are doing an amazing job. Thank you very much for your leagues and your streams as well, for putting in your time and your effort. As well, I'd like to thank Odyssey Racing League. That they're basically the league where I started off. I started off from scratch, and I was able to do some league races there and here at TRACKILICIOUS to help get better. So nothing but praises for both leagues. And as well as all my friends and my teammates. Thank you very much for your support.
Love it. Thank you very much, Christian Julian, and good luck next week at Monza.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Last but not least, Saagar, why don't you take this one? The Brazilian, the Limit Road champion for tonight.
What's going on, sir? How are you doing this fine evening? You must be feeling pretty good with yourself.
Hi there. Yeah, absolutely. I just had a good run. I enjoy it a lot.
What was the secret sauce to your Big Macs for P1 on both of those races?
It was plain simple hard work. I trained a lot this week, and the track guide that you guys from TRACKILICIOUS did, it was very helpful.
Nice.
Absolutely love to
Glad
hear
to hear it.
Shout out to Amadeo Castorino for that one. I'm really glad, Silva, that you managed to find some use in that. If you guys are curious, that's available on YouTube. Sorry, Saagar, continue.
No, absolutely fine. You had a couple of incidences there earlier on in the race, or just a little touches earlier on. But then what was your key to success to keeping your cool and then finding your rhythm in race one? Obviously, race two was a little bit more silent. So how'd you do with that race one, having a little bit more fire under you or a little bit more flaming in your heart?
Oh yeah, we practice a lot with my team, so we practice a little, following each other in the track. So it was a matter of applying what we already practiced before, And I knew I had a good pace, so I was just focusing in doing the basics.
Very nice. And so with your team, give us a little bit of an explanation on that. How many drivers did you guys end up practicing with before an event like this?
It was 3, 4, if I'm not mistaken. We practice a lot in the official servers.
Well, thank you very much for the explanation, and thank you very much for letting us know what the secret sauce was to your special Big Mac order that you guys were able to produce. Great P1, great podium for both drivers of your team tonight. Is there anybody else that you want to thank or anything else that you want to talk about before we let you go?
Yeah, I wanna thank my team. They always are there for me. We train together a lot, so that's why we can get results like today.
Right on. Well, good support from your team and lovely to have you guys here. Had a lot of your chatters as well. Thank you so much for the support, sir. Have a wonderful evening and we'll catch you next week. Yes.
Thank you. Of course.
Take care. Be safe.
Aaron Silva, everybody, your race winner here tonight. Aaron, good luck in next week.
See you.
Love it. Absolutely love it, chat. The Portuguese are strong here, at least, or the Brazilians, I should say. They are strong out here tonight, and we are going to see if that carries over into the GT4 Open. Looking at it right now, well, we're in qualifying, Saagar, and you know what that means? I think that means that we have the black screen of anticipation before the action.
I thought you were going to say we have the sexy jazz music. I was ready to bob my head around left and right, do a little jingle jangle.
Now we're 16 minutes out from that one currently. We have 33 drivers out on the track right now. Well, actually, I think we do have all 33 drivers out on circuit. No, we don't. It's split quality. Of course it is. It's always split quality. Split between, I would assume, the reds and the white plates. Again, we're pretty much only going to be looking at one category here tonight, but they both exist. It is open to everyone.
Do they, Mike Nause? Do they both exist? Is that what you're telling me?
Not in my mind. I'll just be completely honest. It's nothing against any of the red plates. I just want to be completely clear with that. It has nothing to do with the fact that you guys are rookies. I'd want you in the race. It's that I just think that everybody should be equal. It should all be white plates because it's open to absolutely everybody, not open and rookies. It's open and the rookies is earlier. Eric, if you're listening, let's change that.
Do we have anybody that was mad enough to do both of these races back to back, Mike?
There's
Nause,
a couple.
that you can tell?
Yeah, Adriano Moro seems to be one. They were a driver in both of those, no. Mikado, were they? No, I don't think Mikado was. We see Jeff Franks, Dr. Porkchop, Wade Georgeson, Alex Hansen, Rally Dutchy. Those are all Jaeger Karu.
Yeah.
Those are the names that stick out at first. I think that's
now, how do you think that's going to affect the drivers that are in a dry and daytime race one or a rookies race, and then now coming over to a very different scene here at Spa-Francorchamps just a couple of hours later, it looks like, at 5:06 a.m. with the track temperature being 21 degrees, surprisingly, but awfully moist out there.
Yeah, very typical Belgian day, I would say, here in the Francorchamps region. But yeah, there's a reason that we run Rookie League on purely dry daytime, and we're gonna see why, I presume. Where it's difficult, and if you haven't driven in these conditions, if you haven't practiced in these conditions, you are going to be floating around a little bit. You're gonna have your outboard motor ready to go, as Dr. Porkchop seems like he was heavily prepared, judging by his message in chat.
And where do you think that the drivers are going to struggle with the most compared to a dry or a wet track, Mike? Is it going to be, kind of through the puddles, or is it going to be on the curbs? What do you think it's really going to be the challenge here, or the big difference in track conditions?
At Spa, literally everywhere. I mean, Eau Rouge Radion is you're on a knife's edge through Eau Rouge and Radion, and if you put one wheel wrong, you take a little bit too much curb on the outside, you take a little too much curb on the inside, you're going to be having a little bit of a Lando Norris moment back in 23, or 22. Again, nobody answered that last time. I'm still not sure. I think it was 22. But less than ideal, put it that way. And beyond that, if you go into Sector 3, you're going to be on your tiptoes the entire time. Obviously, through the Kemmel Strait, it's nice and easy. If you make it through Eau Rouge Radion, you're going to be, well, flat out for a decent while into the second chicane, and then into, of course, the Bruxelles through there. Not going to be too bad through that sector. That's where I think the easiest, heavy air quotes, part of the track is going to be for anyone that hasn't necessarily driven in these conditions. But you can see by the look of Alex Freeman's McLaren, track conditions are tough. That's a not so showroom ready McLaren.
Yeah, I think that bonnet has seen some better days, and there's a little bit of crack there. You can see some air flowing through, maybe some extra cooling there on that McLaren as it bobs in the wind there. Big curiosity for you, though, Mike Nause, is what is your big suggestion to these drivers? I know that a lot of them are going to be in the pro category in this open field, but what is your suggestion to them? Keeping the steering wheel straight, having direct inputs. What would be your key to success here tonight?
Slow is fast. That's always going to be what I'm thinking of in these wet conditions. Slow is fast, and it sounds counterproductive, but it's true. You overdrive the car in these conditions, you're going to put it in the wall. End of story. There's no question, there's no ifs, ands, but you're not going to snap and have a chance of saving it. No, you're going into the wall if you do end up losing it. So my recommendation is don't lose it, which is easier said than done. But as a result of not losing it, drive within your control. Drive at a percentage that you can take. And sure, you might get overtaken. Who cares? If they overtake you and then they're overdriving the car, crash 10 minutes down the road, congratulations, you just got your position back. The turtle will always beat the hare in these conditions. This is the great equalizer.
Yeah, fair enough. Rain is always the great equalizer. As we see Danny Baisden, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in P1 right now with a 238.125. Ollie Raza with a 238.3. Jace Wright with a 238.577. Dan Braze with a 239.335. And Justin Beachley with a 240.3. So a lot of the drivers taking your advice and driving slow and steady. And I see a lot of consistent lap times coming out from these drivers. A lot of their best times are close to their last laps that they're able to set as well. So it's good to see them all staying pretty neat and tidy here. And Baisden, was he the race winner of race 1 last week, Mike?
No, Ollie Raza was your winner last week at over at Imola. Danny Baisden took home P2 and Brian Clementi in 3rd.
And where is Brian Clementi here tonight? Sitting off the sidelines, it looks like.
No, he's all the way down in P13.
Brian Clementi potentially not putting in as much practice as he thinks he could have, but he does have a good lap time to his name, a 241.5 being his last lap, but unfortunately that one wasn't valid.
Yeah,
so
well,
hopefully...
He's flying right now, but he's not, though.
Yeah.
No, he is, though. He's only in Sector 2. He's up 2 seconds already. No, he is flying currently, yeah. So he is going to make this lap time is irrelevant. This 14, or wherever he's at currently, the 41 that he's managed to put in, he is already 1.7 up, actually. He's starting to lose a little bit of time now in the middle sector as he continues on into the Fangnas. He's running into now where all of the time is made. This is... The tough part of the track, to be honest, through Spa. For Sector 1, you're not going to gain much time. It's pretty much flat out the entirety of it. Sector 2, there's a bit of time to be made, but Sector 3 is where it really makes the difference. Or I guess Sector 2 kind of draws into Sector 3 here. I guess in ACC, Sector 2 is where it makes the difference. Every game, of course, has different sectors, which, makes life really easy, of course, for any commentator that does multiple platforms. So we'll say Sector 2 is the difficult one as I correct myself. My apologies.
Yeah, and Sector 3 still is going to be challenging because it's mostly flat out. So if you didn't set yourself up properly, you're really going to have no time to be gained anywhere out there, really. It's already going to be said and done, like you said, through Sector 2, setting yourself up for Sector 3 as Brian Clementi is ready to hit the line right now. We're seeing him in 14th position right now, but he's already 3 seconds up on his best. This could put him up into provisional pole potentially. Let's see what he does. Gets to the line right now, and he goes all the way up into the top 5. 2.1 off of the leader's pace right now, and let's see if he's got some more time in the bag, but he won't be able to because that's it for his qualifying session.
Yep, the red plates are now going to be out on track, or no, there's already a red plate that set a time in Jay Strider. These odds and evens? No, the odd I don't understand this. This is why do we have red plates? Anyways, whatever. Potts Weaver out on track. He's another white plate in the Lincoln Logs McLaren. I love that. I was a huge fan of Lincoln Logs as a child. That was literally Legos, and Lincoln Logs were legitimately half of my childhood along with video games.
Lincoln Logs, not Legos?
I did both.
Oh, okay. And this is a livery I would have expected Seth Lincoln to be rocking, to be honest with you.
This is a Potts Weaver classic if I've ever seen one. If I know Potts in real life, and I do, he would do this. We're talking about a man who, by the way, let's just for reference here, he was a math teacher and he made a rap about math for his classroom. So this is the guy that we're dealing with here.
And Potts pulling off, potentially to come back in chat to tell us what the rap is. And Justin Beachley's car, you got to say meow every time we see that livery.
I'm not doing that. This is not Super Troopers. I'm not doing that. Also,
would you say meow?
Is jazz music underrated? Asked Undercover Raccoons, and I think that answer is an assured yes in this modern day and age. Jazz music is severely underrated. I do love me some Kenny G every now and then, you know. Who doesn't?
Jaeger Carr, who's putting $5 on the race that it'll be dry. I'll take you up on that bet.
It probably will be dry, to be honest.
I'll take a $5. I'll take a $5 for that.
Knowing that we're going to hype this up, honestly, it probably is going to be a dry race. And then this whole conversation that we had before about, oh, well, how do you drive on the wet? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter anymore. This is dry and day. So yeah, okay, cool. And then I have to change my graphic settings and stuff. It's really fun.
What's fun the time advancing going to be? It's probably just going to be an hour, right?
I don't set up the server. I don't know. It could be tomorrow. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
Dry transitioning to wet 15 minutes in? Yeah, I could believe that too.
Could be.
Some people were even talking in the practice server. They were saying things like, 0.15 chance of rain. That's not a lot, right? And in my head, I'm going, I think that's a lot for the probability to be up there with the 3% variation. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a lot of rain chance. It's 15% basically.
I don't make the server. I just talk about the racing. I'm not the math guy.
There's a lovely calculator that you can use for predicting ACC weather variations. If you know what the statistics are, you can always pump it into the calculator to get your race estimates going.
I'll leave that to our wonderful admin, Professor Carnotis, who sets up all of our server stuff, and or rather sets up the bot to set up all of our server stuff, and he does a great job of that. Like I said, math is not my strong suit. I'll stay out of that one. In case anyone ever wondered, is Mike involved in the server setup? No, I do nothing. Literally, I do nothing for the server side of things, and I don't want to. So, yeah, there you go. Behind the scenes at Trackalicious.
Thane Blisket praying for no rain, no rain, no rain, please. And let's go Moro and let's go Pedro. Votes being set in chat from Altered Hybrid, cheering on his teammates, I can only imagine.
Definitely love to see it for Brazil as well. Out there on track, Jeff Franks here. This is going to be his first lap. Let's see what he has to add here to the timing charts. Can we make it dry? Maybe, dude. Anti-rain dance. We'll see if it works out for you. Jeff Franks, though, to the line. What does he have for the timing charts? He has his first lap starting because that was his out lap. That's right. It's a long out lap here at Spa. Or did he invalidate? He must have invalidated. Sorry, only stands racing? Ain't happening.
Mike, you got to give us one meow.
Well, the time is right. The time is not right. That's not one that you just do on demand.
It's forced. It's forced. Don't ask him again. Otherwise, he won't do it now. We'll just let it happen, everybody.
If it happens, it happens. If I forget, I forget. Just to be honest. Look, I'm not going to get anyone's expectations up.
And a lot of cheers for Limit Road Racing again. The Brazilians out in chat. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. Again, I know it's getting late in the evening for y'all, but appreciate your guys' love and support for your team. You guys are doing a great job cheering each other on, and the practice that you all have put in is really showing your guys' strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
Take a look at the timing as well. Adriana Moro in P1 for the AMs. No, we have Gersh in P1 for the AMs, Porkchop in P2, and we have Grush in P. Grush is in P2.
I think
Grush
Jace
P1.
Wright is a white plate, but got mislabeled as a red plate. Again, Eric, are you in chat? I'll go off again. I'll do it. Let's get rid of these red plates. Why do we do this? This just adds unnecessary confusion. I do not like it. I love that Josh is out on track. I love that Jace is out on track again. I'm loving. It's just the red plates need to. I think it's a SimGrid issue. I don't think it is. It's an open series, as John Hawley is saying. I'm pretty sure that you can just not set that as an option in SimGrid. But maybe you're right.
Hydrate. Thank you very much for the hydrate, Will Oro 94.
No, but it's not though, because we have a specific class on SimGrid that records the points specifically for the GT4 AMs. So no, yeah, we should not have that option on SimGrid. That's what it is.
Spady Bud says that he's going back down to rookies.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's where I want to go. I want to join the rookies as well, Spady Bud. I'll see you there next Monday. We're going to leave Mike Nause alone in the booth for 3 hours.
Oh, goodness. Especially Mondays are just brutal. I mean, I'm sure you can already tell that I'm fading pretty hard right now, as I've already done 5 hours of commentary before this stream, and now we're, what, 2.5 hours into this stream? Where the heck does it say? It says it here somewhere, I know. I don't know where it says. 1 hour and 55 minutes into this stream. There we go. And yeah, it's, we are, in fact, doing our best with the limited caffeine that is not in this bottle.
Mike needs some more commentators juice to keep his juices flowing right now, but you know who doesn't need more juice going is Josh Grush, as he's doing pretty well, sitting in P2 right now in his class, and then going down the order. So we've got Grush in P2, and then right now we got Casey Swansinger in P3 in class. Then we got Santos, Hansen, Macedo. Macedo Lee Bliskett is the next pro in the line. Morrow, Porkchop, John, Artoni, Georgeson, Wad, Karu, and Dutchy. All rounding it out for the AM so far.
We got some Brazilians in chat here. Is it Macedo or is it Macedo? Because you might be right there, Saagar. I've never thought, I haven't pronounced it that way before, but when you said that, I'm like, wait a second, that actually sounds kind of right. How would, can we get a phonetic breakdown in chat from one of the Brazilians out there on how to pronounce Gabriel's last name? Is it Macado? Masado. Okay, Masado. Okay, that's why, okay. Great call, Saagar. I didn't realize that. Soft C. Okay.
I don't even... As soon as you said it, I was like, I have no idea what I said anyways.
No, you said it right. You said, like, when you said it, I was like, wait a sec, because I've been saying it with the Mikado, is how I've been saying it, and when you said Masado, I was like, wait a second, is Brazil, wait, that sounds right.
That's just the ethnic in me finally churning itself out, the inner brown child just going, I know how to roll my R's.
No comment.
I may sound like a typical Californian boy, but for some reason I am. That doesn't help. That definitely doesn't help. I don't know what that
swiftly
symbol
on from that.
means.
Gabriel Masato up into P11. Great lap there from the 77. The power. What is that? How do you hold on? I can't read that. Power
Guido.
Powder Guido. Oh, okay, there we go. Hard for me to read on my little OBS screen that I'm viewing through.
Look at all those lovely liveries all lined up there in pit lane right now as we see Alex Hansen going for his last attempt. Is he on a valid one? He is on a valid one, up 0.3 right now, trying to push a little bit harder. What are you laughing at, Mike? What did I miss?
That was the most held back sneeze I've ever had.
You were dying of laughter for a second.
No, I was trying to mute my mic in time and I didn't get to it. Now I've spit on my monitor as I've just... that was less than ideal. And then we got to clean that off. We're rolling. I didn't sneeze on a monitor, chat. I'm not that gross.
Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. We've got Ali Raza, Danny Baisden, I believe, Jace Wright, Dan Braze, Professor Chronotis, Josh Grush, Alex Hansen, Brian Clementi, Alex Freeman, and Justin Beachley all in your top 10. And it looks like someone owes me 5 smackaroos.
Certainly do. Exclamation mark donate in chat. No. I'm kidding. As we load the day preset here, we are in fact in a wet session and it's only going to get worse from here. Oh yes, absolutely amazing. Let's take a look here at our drivers. Let's get down and meet all 33 of them out on the field here tonight for this wet spa race. And starting us off, up at the top, it's going to be Ali Raza, the Razzle Dazzle Motorsports, lined up in front with Danny Baisden Company in P2. The Area 52, number 52, with Jace Wright, the ex-controller king, now on a wheel. He is out there in third. Dan Brace, fourth quickest for the night with Professor Chronotis in P5. Josh Grush in the Fear Nothing Motocar coming home in sixth. Alex Haynes, seventh quickest tonight for the 390 with Brian Clementi behind him in P8. Alex Freeman, ninth quickest with Justin Beachley in the cat-inspired livery. Again, I'm pretty sure those are his girlfriend's cats, not his. Plastering the car in the Beach GT, rounding out your top 10. Jason Provolone, 11th quickest for the It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, and no, it most certainly is not, with Gabriel Masato company for him in P12. Reggie King, 13th fastest for the RKR, the Dr. Squatch. Let's hope he can clean the field here tonight. Well, he's got a shower at least to do so. Casey Swanseeger, 14th fastest with George Elmer company in 15th. The Simnut Thundercats livery. What a very... There's a lot going on there for George Elmer. John Hawley, 16th quickest for the Cibratones Chili and Lime Racing, an old livery brought back here for Mr. Hawley. Potts Weaver in the Lincoln Logs, rounding out P17. Philip Lee, the Irishman, 18th quickest in the Silver Barrow with Mr. Rue company. Holy smokes, that's a metal livery in the Survived Rookies. I love that. In P19. Randy Gross, the Project 55 Apex Advisory, rounding out your top 20 for tonight with Shane Dumoulin in P21. Arlen Santos, 22nd quickest with Adriano Moro company for him in 23rd. Zane Blisket, 24th for the number 64. Dr. Porkchop, 25th quickest with Spady Bud in 26th. Aaron John, the Indian. We have another Indian out there for you, Saagar. Aaron John coming home in P27. Pedro Antoni, 28th quickest with Wade Georgeson in 29th for the Australian driver. John Wad, 30th. Jaeger Carter, 31st. Rally Dutchy, 32nd. And Jeff Franks in 33rd.
Just for the record, technically I do fly an American flag. I don't fly the Indian flag for some reason. Aaron John, great to see another Indian out on track. You, me, and Kroon Chanduk all have something in common.
Hey, you can't leave out the Visceral Esports team principal, Pranav Kalevala?
I didn't know.
Another one of the GOAT Indians out there?
I wasn't aware. Now I know. Another GOAT Indian. Hopefully we all get one season at Formula One before we get out. And we can show what we're made of. Shot and Frame asks, helps clarifying on something. Is Jace right in the right class? Notice he went out in the first 10 minutes. No idea.
I don't know, but we don't know. This is why red plates suck. I'm just gonna be honest. This is why red plates suck. We need, like, yeah. It adds way too much confusion. Way too much confusion. So in my mind, everybody is a white plate. Just keep that in mind. So when I'm talking about places and I say Jace Wright's in 3rd, Josh Grushier is in 6th, that's because in my mind, there are no red and white plates out there.
All right. We don't see in color here in Tracklicious.
No, it's
all
just,
cars
again,
are created equal.
It's just a ridiculous thing that we've done every single league, and I complain every single time, and I'm not sure they do it just to spite me or not, but again, I will verbally complain until it's gone. And nobody can stop me either.
Does Jace Wright have a custom livery? Can you see one on him? I don't see one on him. I just see a carbon fiber livery.
Nope, do not see that. Just see a carbon fiber shell for him. Mike only uses non-red plates confirmed though. Again, it doesn't take a lot for Mike to complain though. Very true, but like this is something that I complain about literally every single week and nobody cares. So I will get my way.
Scott, what does the weather look like? The weather looks like it's raining now, light rain. We're going to see heavy rain in the next 10 minutes with even worse heavy rain over the next 30 minutes. So the drivers are in for some fun action over this 45-minute stint for sure. Mandatory pit stop. Refueling time is going to be 25 seconds. So shake and bake and decide if you want to take tires or not. Mike, what do you think about strategy for this race?
I mean, if it stays wet, you're good all the way to the end. You're certainly not going to need to take tires. Yeah, there's just no need. Wet tires can last 2 hours easily without any issue. I mean, sure, Spa is a bit of a more tire wear circuit, but it's not going to matter. If it stays wet, everyone's going to stay on the same set of tires all the way to the very end.
Even with a 25-degree track temperature, it's awfully warm for a rainy day here in the Ardennes circuit.
That's pretty average, honestly. I mean, for a rainy, that's pretty average. I would say 100% we're going to see nobody. Well, I'm not going to say 100%, but I think strategy-wise, the best strategy 100% is to not take tires.
I was going to bet you $5. I was about to be 10 up on the day. Don't gamble at home, kids. Just only on Tracklicious.
But I do not think there is any need to take tires in this session unless it does dry up. But with the next 30 minutes, the rain increasing, even if it does dry up after that 30 minutes, it might not even be enough time to get to the point where we have a greasy track. Because, of course, that's the crossover point. When the track reaches greasy, you can kind of come in and take a new set of tires. Had the pleasure of watching a flooded race today with thunder and lightning. That was great. Yeah, nobody took dries on that one. It was very exciting, to be honest. And yeah, some great racing that I got to watch today. I'm just drained at this point because I've watched a lot of good racing. But we have more to come, though. 45 minutes here that we have to make it through. And we appreciate every single one of you in chat for joining us. !Discord if you guys want to get involved here at Trackalicious. And also more, of course, involved over on SimGrid. !SimGrid if you want to get involved there. But here we go. This is the calm before the storm as the drivers get ready to line up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation.
Mike, was that thunder, lightning? Very, very frightening.
I'm too tired to think of the rest of the lyrics for that song, Saagar.
Galileo.
There we go. I wish I could have played onto that one. That was a good shout, but I don't got the energy in me right now. I'm sorry.
I'll carry us, Mike, to the finish line. Here we go to the start finish straight. Let's go.
2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Ollie Raza on pole. Danny Baisden alongside here. This is going to be race 3 here tonight. The GT4 Open Championship. We approach the total energy board and we go green down the hill. Ollie Raza pretty much uncontested immediately. Dan Brace though looks to the outside of Jace Wright. He doesn't find the move he's looking for though. Gonna have to set it up down the Kemmel straight. Side by side, though, for Grush, and it looks like Chronotis as they go wide. Chronotis, though, is going to have a decent run on the exit. He didn't get too much wheel spin, it seems, from the curbs. He will have the inside line coming now down to Lecombe. Who's going to give? It's going to have to be someone, as there's battling up front between Jace Wright and Danny Baisden as well. As we tune up to that one, Danny Baisden holds on for now. There's a little bit of a hip check, though, at the apex. Both cars keeping it under control, but Dan Brace looming in the mirrors. Is he going to capitalize here with both hands? It seems like no. Everybody nip and tuck as we go down Bruxelles.
It looks like Chronotis was off there at Lacombe's, able to regain his track position, stays in front of Josh Grush from FNM Motorsports right now. Brian Clementi, Justin Beachley, Alex Hansen, Mikado, Alex Hansen, and George Elmer, not the glue, but just Elmer, is in 12th position right now, and everybody seems to be doing a great job of keeping it clean as far as we can tell. A little bit of hip check, like you said, but bumping and grinding is going to be the name of the game right now in these slippery and wet conditions, and a little bit of move there for Elmer as he's able to go through right now.
Yeah,
on Professor Chronotis, the cheese man himself.
You mean Provolone, the cheese man himself?
Yes, of course. What did I say?
Professor Chronotis.
Oh, no, of course. I meant provolone. Stinky cheese, man. Stinky cheese.
Indeed. They had a post, the Twitter fan base, or the Provolone fan base asked on X or Twitter, what is our favorite cheese? And I answered Swiss. I was just being honest, unfortunately. I do like me some Swiss cheese. Provolone, though, not far off. Definitely a second, maybe third choice. But definitely above cheddar nonetheless. Casey Swanseeger, though, going for a run onto Reggie King, side by side as they go on through the final few corners now into Blanchimont, down to the bus stop. The Dr. Squash car trying to wash himself clean here of anybody else, but it doesn't seem that Reggie is going to find it. The inside line for Casey, but no, Reggie King commands onto the brakes there and manages to defend the position for now, but up ahead, Brian Clementi, he's going to go side by side with the Fear Nothing moto of Josh Grush. Josh gives him a big squeeze there to the left-hand side of the track. That'll give him the racing line now, as let's see, who's going to get the best launch out? Is it going to be Beachley, in fact, who takes full advantage of the situation? He gains himself a position for free.
Wow, the good driving out of Beachley to stay right there in the mix.
Maybe not.
But side by side up the hill is not going to end well for these drivers. So Beachley just tucks back in single file right now. Hopefully he thinks that he'll have a run on these two cars out in front. A lot of cars exploring track limits right there at the top of the hill at Radion. And the Meowmobile goes through, and here's Danny Baisden going side by side with Jace Wright right now up in front, and they're going to go side by side into Lacombe's. A little bit of a side by side touching and banging there, but it looks like the drivers are going to be super respectful, leave each other enough room to regain their track positions and resume the battle here just shortly.
Yeah, a little bit of an aggressive move, I think, from, honestly, I'm not sure. Danny kind of closed the gap, but Jace also ran wide. Would you call that one a racing incident? I certainly would at this point. Rubbin is racing, and that wasn't really, nobody gaining any advantage, really. Jay Steezy 96, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the team here at Trackalicious. All that scrapping, though, has allowed Dan Brace into this conversation as Danny Baisden is feeling the pressure early on now from every single driver. This is allowing Ollie Raza, though, to walk away pretty handedly. 6.5 seconds he's already gained over the rest of the pack.
Yeah, the gap's coming down pretty handily, though. It's hopefully going to rest around that 5-second mark. Oh, my goodness. Brian Clementi staring at the back of Grush, and that's going to be not Professor Chronotis in the 100. Brian Clementi and Beachley side by side right now as we're about to enter the final sector. And oh, man, Clementi on the outside, on the inside, and Alex Hansen going around the outside. We saw Hansen not have a great race one here in the rookies, but he seems to be out for blood right now, and he's dominating his class, doing pretty well in that third place position.
Yeah, battling raging on behind as well for loads of drivers tonight, pretty much all the way through the field. Jeff Franks also having a bit of a moment with Aaron John. Let's see, who's our biggest gainer at this stage right now? 5 positions gained for Jeff Franks, 4 positions gained for Shane, 5 positions for actually Jeff, as he is our biggest gainer from 33 up to 28th, tied with Jaeger Karu currently, who's up to 26th from 31st.
Doing a real great job right now. And can I get, now that the racing has subsided for just a moment,
Oh, I don't know
Mike,
if it has.
I got to argue with you. cheddar cheese is the best cheese out there next to blue.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
For Jason, provolone cheese 3 wide right now as they go into a sandwich, but not quite. All right, didn't quite work out as well as I was hoping. That's a good clip, though, for the provolone fan base for your Instagram. You can have that one. Just make sure you give us credit as well, provolone fan base. Wet socks over there. You can have that one. Jason Provolone, though, on the hunt. Let's see. He's going to be looking for his smoking gun right now, as he is the nice smoky cheese, of course, down towards Les Combes. He has Alex Freeman in his sights right now, lined up. Although Alex Freeman goes defensive, he goes for an offensive defense onto George Elmer. Now let's see here. George Elmer, he hasn't really been sticking like glue tonight. He's sort of been falling backwards, and that is a bit of unset glue, and he is going to maybe drop 2 positions in one corner. And he is. That is not what you want to see right now if you're George Elmer.
George Elmer's trying to cling on back to life, and they almost go 3 wide into Bruxelles. And there's Provolone there on the inside, and George Elmer is going to try to hold on around the outside line, still sticking around because he knows the outside turns to the inside for No Name, and he backs out Provolone pretty quickly there. And now we're going to have a race down to Pouon, and oh no, there's Calamity. Oh, more Calamity in the background, but avoiding that now, George Elmer holding on at Pouon, and Brian Clementi seems to be involved in this incident. Let's take a quick 30 for 30 to see if we can catch what happened there. No, the replay not doing a great job.
We're still live. We're just going to continue live as there's chaos ensuing whilst we're live. Oh my goodness. Reggie King gets sent off. Shane Domelin gets by Masato, and the transition comes back to the live screen that you were just watching. Randy Gross making moves as well onto Masato. It's not great for the Brazilian right now as he loses another position.
Oh, not great there. And let's see where Provolone, Hansen, and Elmer ended up. So George Elmer is in 10th position, Provolone's in 9th, and Hansen's in 8th position. Things ended up pretty neatly between those, and Provolone was able to get the move done at Pouon, it looks like, right before we cut back to that replay of Brian Clementi being stuck there at the end of No Name.
Yeah, Josh here also with a drive-through penalty. You hate to see it. Danny Baisden just got by Jace Wright as well. No, Dan Brace. What am I saying? Dan Brace just got by both of those drivers. Will the replay button work this time? Yes, it will. Let's see what happened here with Dan. Oh, no. As that's just a bit of a miscommunication. Danny Baisden squeezes Jace Wright like a lemon. And Dan Brace, he is the result.
Wow, wow, wow. Really good overtaking opportunity. Took full advantage of those two getting collected with each other, and now holds on to the 2nd place position. And there's still action going on behind Jace Wright and Baisden going side by side right now down the Kemmel Straight, and no love lost between them and Dan Braze. Now trying to make a move on Dan Braze on the inside line. Will he be able to hold on? I think so. Big lunge there, and Baisden just tucks back in, but Braze is through, and it looks like Baisden, I'm getting all the B's mixed up right now. Jace Wright is through. Baze, then Baisden are all nose to tail right now, and no love lost between any of these drivers.
Yeah, Danny Baisden actually losing out the most out of any of them in that situation. That really surprises me. But once again, what is all of this squabbling allowing to happen right now is Ollie Raza's 12 seconds ahead. I think all 3 of these drivers have accepted that there is no catching Ollie. It is a one-horse race at the top unless anything happens as they go side by side through Pouon. They're basically ensuring that that is the result.
Another opportunistic move there at Pouon in the rain, being really trusting with the drivers that surround you to make sure that they're going to lift off or break even in these wet conditions to make sure that there's no contact here at Pouon. One of the trickiest corners to go side by side with because of how much speed you're carrying through, and it's an off-camber corner. You're kind of just drifting from inside to the outside line, carrying a ton of speed and trying to shave off as much as possible. Now KTM having a little shake of their own there as they step the wheel out onto the greasy green stuff there.
Yeah, trying to keep all 4 tires pointing the correct direction and the car relatively intact is the goal for these wet races. And unfortunately, it seems Casey Swanseeger, he has disobeyed Murray Walker's #1 rule, and he has gone off the track and had a bit of damage. We also have a little bit of a scrap. This is, I think, an in-team fight between the two Limit Road members. We know there's no team orders really between them. Side by side as they go down towards the campus and into Stavolo. Should be the position held for the time being for Adriano Moro, but as they go now on towards Blanchimont, is the Camaro going to be able to unleash its straight line speed? It very well may, though I think it's too far back for this time.
Oh, Jace Wright lost position to Baisden just a moment ago, and the inverse of positions right now, as far as I can tell, that KTM doing well to regain its track position right now into second place and might be able to chase down Ali Raza, but 12.5 seconds, not a lot you can do about that in 34 minutes left in this race.
No, not quite. But you know, one thing I am realizing here, Shane Dumoulin up 12 positions. He's a bit of a butterfly in a windstorm, it seems, and he has gotten blown all the way up the field in a 9th position from down in P21.
Wow, great job from the F&M driver of Shane Dumoulin. Doing a good job of driving that Camaro in a straight line. Like you talked about earlier, that Camaro having really good braking power must be helping it out a ton in this rainy condition, being able to brake later than a lot of the other drivers, or potentially just keeping it the cleanest of every other driver and driving that consistency's wheels off of that Camaro.
Oh my goodness, Carson, stop talking about food, chat. This is not the time to talk about food for me. I got 33 minutes left here, and I've literally eaten a Smucker's peanut butter and jelly Uncrustables today. I had some chicken, I guess, as well after the work. I'm so extremely hungry right now. It is not even funny. And a full onboard lap for Jason Provolone as well. 36:30. Welcome, first off. If you want a clip if you just joined us, I'm not sure if you did it or not, you should go back like 5 minutes. He got a great clip for you from Provolone. So.
And that clip is available on the Twitch, on the Trackalicious Twitch clips page as well. Exclamation point clip, exclamation point replay is working for everybody to use at their discretion. It is a little funny, I think so. I would like to know what everybody's favorite flavor of ice cream is right now as well. I think that'll be a good icebreaker.
I would go with strawberry, probably. I'm more often than not getting strawberry than anything else. It's very plain, but very tasty.
Yeah, there's a famous cooking company named Mary Ann's. They make really good ice cream. That was a bit close there. They make this ice cream called Mary Ann's ice cream, and they have this flavor called 1020, which is Oreos, fudge, caramel ice cream, and boy, is it fattening as heck. And the reason why I probably gained 50 pounds in the past year.
That sounds so rich. I'm not a big fan of rich food. Like when it comes to like very sweet, very rich. That's not where my wheelhouse is. Undercover Raccoons agreeing with me. Adam Strange, Cookies and Cream, definitely a solid second. Cookies and Cream definitely is a solid second for me, without any question. Beyond that, vanilla with cherries in it is a great... Vanilla with anything in it, and French vanilla in particular, Carson, let me just correct you on that one. If you're picking any other form of vanilla, what is wrong with you? But anyways, that's beside the point. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, even if it's wrong. And if you don't use French vanilla, you're wrong. But anyways...
Ooh, only stands Rocky Road. Yeah, Rocky Road is a good flavor as well. One of my all-time favorites. Good chocolate, marshmallow, a couple of nuts thrown in. Show me some Rocky Road any day of the week.
I have a college cafeteria. I don't have a choice. It's whatever's in the tub. That's probably just basic vanilla. You know they just buy in that cheap stuff, too. Disappointing.
Alex Hansen taking a look at Provolone there on the inside of Lacombs, but not acting on it just yet. There's an exploratory move from Professor Chronotis out in front, and Hansen trying to keep it cleaner than race one this time around, I imagine so. But chasing down the white banner that is Provolone and doing a good job of staying within touching distance right now.
Guy certainly is doing what he can. Degenerate Race League is now following. Welcome, DRL.
Welcome to the DRL crew. Thank you very much for stopping by and joining us for one of our broadcasts. Really appreciate the love and support, brother.
Alex Hansen here. He's thinking about the outside line. Jason Provolone's becoming a bit of a bottleneck right now for him, and he just cannot find the ground required. This is technically a battle out of class, but let's be real. Again, we don't care about that. These are battles in class as far as I am concerned, and Alex Hansen, he wants that position regardless of if he gets any points for it or not. It's all about the honor. It's about the integrity. It's about the bragging rights as well, of course. That's what all these drivers are after at the end of the day, is who can say they are the best. And right now, well, Ollie Raza, he's the one that can say that without anybody shedding a shadow of a doubt on that situation. He's going for his back-to-back race wins tonight, and he is 11.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. This, though, three-way fight for P6. Professor Chronotis sort of off the ball, it seems, and now we have Provolone in the slipstream, which is going to help him out, coming now down to the bus stop chicane. Shane is going to be about 2 seconds behind this fight as well. You see him just at a shot, but Alex Hansen not going to have the daylight. I think Provolone, he's going to cover the inside line. You know, he moves over to the racing line, but it's a little bit too late.
I love this three-way battle that's going to keep on brewing. Hopefully Professor Chronotis is able to pull off some defensive moves, with Alex Hansen really chasing down Provolone again. I love how well this driver is able to stick to the other one right in front of them and not have any contact. They're doing a great job of being mindful and expressing that spatial awareness that's so crucial in these races in the wet conditions, because here we go. There's Provolone with the big mistake right now, and I think that might give Alex Hansen the run he needs down the Kemmel Straight. Let's see if he can get this one brewing in the downhill, uphill section of Arouge and Radion down the front straight. Here we go, where Provolone might actually just walk away with it. Hansen's a little timid there to get on the throttle, but he's sending it over the curbs as much as possible, carrying a ton of momentum. And it looks like Provolone might actually chase down Chronotis as we go to a front splitter camera, and you can see that rooster tail right in front of you of Provolone. And the track is wet and just getting wetter out there. And he's tucking in under the rear wing, turning in just a tiny bit sooner. Chronotis has a big wiggle, goes over the curbs, and may lose out this position. Professor Chronotis does lose out that position, and Provolone's able to go through, capitalizing when it mattered, stayed super close there, under threat, and just shook him down like a cherry tree.
Yeah, absolutely great work there from Provolone. He sort of just worked him, and as you said, kind of shaking him like a cherry, chopping him down like a tree, however you want to describe it. It was a long-awaited effort, but he manages to finally force Chronotis into a mistake. And yes, Carson, feel free to plug your Twitter, your X. I already had mentioned it earlier on the top of the broadcast that you are going to be broadcasting for Syracuse and doing some Rocket League streaming, but I didn't post any links. So if you want to post the link now, please do. And of course, doing some radio as well. Absolutely awesome. Again, proud of you, brother. So you do go ahead, post that link, and everybody go give Carson a follow on Twitter as well, if you guys have Twitter.
Absolutely, Carson. If I haven't said it already, I'll say it again. Congratulations on all of your success there at Syracuse College. I can't wait to watch you do wonderful things and watch you grow as a commentator. Thank you very much for all your hard work and dedication here at TRACKILICIOUS, and you are sorely, sorely, sorely missed. We talk about you pretty much every single stream, by the way, and only endearing words and comments.
Mostly rest in peace, but yes. Most of them enduring. I mean, I think enduring is probably, the best way of describing a lot of enduring comments, yeah.
Endearing comments. We mean rest in pieces in the most endearing way possible, Carson Cass. We love you, man, and great to see you doing good things. Alex Hansen and Shane Dumoulin going side by side right now. Hansen trying to defend off Dumoulin as much as possible, and here comes the first of the pit stoppers. Hansen doesn't want to be involved in that battle any longer. Where will he come out? Hopefully into clear air. Let's see what his strategy will be. We got another pit stopper right behind as well. So Beachley's into the pits, Hansen's into the pits, and Gross is also into the pits right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Dr. Porkchop's going to have to come into pit lane, but unfortunately not by his choice. He has a drive-through penalty that he has to serve in the next 3 laps, and that is going to be 59 seconds well not spent. But, yeah, this is early, in my opinion, for some pit stops. I don't think it's going to matter that much, as most of these drivers are just coming in to get fuel and come back out. Spady Bud looks like they took tires. Dr. Porkchop may have, but, again, not really necessary. Josh Grush from FNM comes into pit lane, but he didn't stop. Was there a drive-through? He had a drive-through. That's why he had a drive-through, of course. So that would, in fact, be the reason there. Well, chat, looks like it's that time, and probably a pretty good time to do so as well, as we've reached that pit phase. We're going to run a quick little ad, a 2-minute ad. We appreciate everybody for sticking around and putting up with the ads that we unfortunately have no choice but to run. But I will force the ad now versus waiting 5 minutes when it's going to be mid-action, and then it will just put an auto ad on. So let's do that. And again, if you guys don't want ads, it's September. Use your sub, or if you have Amazon Prime, it's free. And you get one free Prime sub every single month, and you will get no ads on Twitch.
Did Grush have a drive-through, Mike Nause?
Yes.
Or
yes.
did he go for a sneaky deaky, I'm just going to drive through the pit so it counts as a pit?
That doesn't count as a pit, first up. But no, he did have a drive-through penalty.
Ah, I thought the pit stop counted as soon as you cross the... Oh, because we have mandatory refueling, of course.
Yes, exactly. You have to take one liter has to be taken. It is required. But actually, in these ones, it's fixed 25 seconds now for the GT4 Open League. I'm pretty sure these ones are fixed 25 seconds, 5 additional seconds if you would like tires. But again, I don't see any need to waste that 5 seconds.
100% correct, Mike. It is going to be fixed refueling time of 25 seconds, so additional 5 will get you some brand new spanking rubbers on you, but I don't think any of the drivers really actually need it. Spady Bud seems to have taken them, but no other driver that I can tell seems to have taken them unless they had some damage. Alex Freeman seems to have taken some. Potts Weaver has taken some. Brian Clementi taken some. Adriano Moro taken some, and here's a battle between Shane Dumlin and it looks like George Elmer going side by side, and now Holly's going to be involved in this, is able to get through Dumlin as well. And now there's going to be another car going through here potentially in a second as Dumlin goes back on the defensive on the inside line of the bus stop chicane, able to regain that position and defending very well as Holly's in the background in that AMG lurking and lingering for a position to be gained as well. Excuse me, no, that's Brian Clementi in that McLaren who's off in the blue flag only because he's taken a pit stop already.
Yeah, and we also saw there Brian Clementi has made his stop, so he's a back marker in this one. Not going to be too much of a variable in this fight. I would have liked to see one of these drivers come into pit lane just to avoid this battle wasting time, but we don't. And Adam Strange asking, am I the heir to the Mariah Carey fortune? Adam, if I told you, I would unfortunately have to end your life, so I can't answer that question.
Bold.
It is what it is. It's contractual. That was the worst way I've ever said that word. It is what it is.
All you gotta say is, Mike, if the answer is yes, say me and Mariah. If it's not, say, oh man, I wish I could have song lyrics lined up for this one. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I can't talk anyways. It is what it is.
Say, ooh boy, I love you so, never ever gonna let you go.
John Hawley and Shane Dumlin going for a fight. George Elmer also involved here as we quickly change the subject from that one. Reggie King has made his stop. He's about now a second behind Alex Freeman in the McLaren, trying to find any form of a position, but again, it's down to pace right now, and it seems that Alex Freeman, he's shown that he has a quicker lap, 2:39.7 fastest lap compared to the 2:41.0 from Reggie. But all in all, the battling seems to have ceased at the time. We still have some drivers, though, to make their pit stops. Half the field is pit, half the field has not. Then I wouldn't have to do any of my college work, so I don't care.
Speaking of Mariah Carey, can we just express this for 1 second? How did Nick Cannon from Wild and Out of all people, land Mariah Carey? He's not even that funny. I think Mike Nause is funnier than Nick Cannon, for crying out loud. Mike, you have a chance. Mike and Mariah.
One day, when she gets involved with racing, I'll be there. When
she waves the checkered flag at the Bahrain Grand Prix, Mike Nause will be there.
Yo, but unpopular opinion, though, can we stop having celebrities wave checkered flags without teaching them how to wave a checkered flag?
Yes, please.
I am tired of seeing people that try to wave the flag and then they do this sort of motion with the flag, and it's like, that's not how you wave a flag, dude. That, like,
you gotta get your elbow in it.
Yeah, your wrist, your elbow, it's the whole deal. Like, I worked track marshal for 2 years. I know how to wave a dang flag. Get me out there.
Get Mike Nause for flag waver out there. Vote now in the chat, please.
We got 3 Bitteroos from Adam Strange. Saagar, rank F1 drivers from most to least aura. It was 3 bits. Let's do top 3. It's not. We don't need to do all 20.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, I have to Google every single one. Okay, so we'll do a top, we'll do a mid, and we'll do a low. Low right now is gonna be Lance Stroll. He is the lowest of the low for worst aura possible. Mid, let's go with Fernando Alonso for a mid aura. Okay, top aura. You guys are gonna hate me for this one. Carlos Sainz. I like Carlos Sainz's aura. I think he's got a good vibe going for him. I'm happy to see him succeed at Ferrari. I think the smooth operator was a good one. I really like him for that. But of course, I gotta say Yuki Tsunoda, really, for all the Yuki Tsunoda fans out there. So Yuki Tsunoda fanboy, come back to chat. You know we love you out there. But yeah, you'll be proud to know that Yuki made my top 3.
I'm going to be completely honest. Once I saw Franco Colapinto's picture that they are using for him in the, when they're doing the grid rundown and they have all the top 20 drivers and they have the faces, when I saw Franco's face in there, I mean, I wake up every morning and tell myself I'm straight, but my goodness, that was questionable for me. Yeah, I think Franco has the best aura right now, hands down.
Interesting. I haven't watched enough of Franco or paid attention to his driver picture right now, but over Lewis Hamilton, I think so right now, at least, as Randy Gross is trying to get past Alex Hansen. Both of them are on the same lap right now, but Alex Hansen holding onto the inside line at the entrance to Lacombe, and Gross trying to go around the outside, but just can't make it work. Get a little squirrely there at the exit. Got on throttle and powered that Camaro into a little power slide.
Very much so. Randy Gross there. The Camaro is, in fact, known for that, of course. The torque that it unleashes is enough torque to tenderize an elephant at times, depending on who is behind the wheel. But Randy Gross clearly struggling.
Mike, have you ever had the necessity to tenderize an elephant? Do you know from personal experience?
No, it's just a good Jeremy Clarkson quote. That's all. Just a really good Jeremy Clarkson quote that I stole from him.
Am I a failure? Says Hamilton will never win another World Drivers' Championship.
Don't do me like that. You're
Spicy
probably
take.
right. The unfortunate reality is statistically he's probably right, but I want to see it.
Of course we want to see it. I want to see, but I think a lot of the young guns are really gunning for another WDC. I think Leclerc has a really good chance next year, probably. Lando Norris hopefully has a chance this year. Fingers crossed, but I know the statistics are not in his favor. Mike's rolling his eyes in disgust at me right now because I mentioned the word Leclerc.
Well, I mean, if anyone's going to do better at Ferrari, I'm pretty sure Hamilton's going to do better, but we'll see.
Do you think so?
Oh, 100%. 110%. Hamilton is the significantly better driver. Here's Randy Gross, though. Outside line. This looks like the position finally done and dusted. Randy Gross makes it through without too much of an issue, and Alex Hansen hands the position over finally. It's been a long time coming, but these two, I'd imagine, are still going to be inseparable. We tune back, though, down the field a little bit here. Zane Blisket and Spady Budd having a bit of fun themselves.
Do you want to give a pit lane report real quick? It looks like the only people that have taken tires, excuse me, Ollie Raza, Jace Wright, both of them taking tires, but no one else down the grid as far as I can see, all the way back down to George Elmer is the only other one who's taken tires, as well as Professor Chronotis, who's the other one that's taken tires. And jumping up the grid is Macedo is the one to go into the pit lane next.
I think Masato, is that what we decide on?
Masato, excuse me.
Also, Ollie Raza taking tires makes sense. Man had an over 10-second lead. He's chilling. He can take tires. Jace Wright taking tires is questionable because if Danny Baisden elects to not take tires, that's going to be battle pretty much done for the rest of the race. And with Danny coming in this lap, 15 minutes left in the race, there's almost no way he's taking tires with this much time. He wouldn't even be able to get him up to temperature at this rate.
Baisden, Provolone, and Karu are basically the only ones with pit stops remaining right now. And as you said, Baisden is coming into the pits right now, coming around turn 1 and headed towards his stall. I'll keep you updated on what his pit stop strategy ends up looking like as he's 41 seconds driving through the pit right now.
Yo, but Oscar getting out of the car, though. Let's talk about that one for a moment. That was golden. That was a classic moment with Oscar getting out of the car and almost falling. It's like, I just don't even know. Oscar is the absolute GOAT right now. It's incredible. Like, he is the most chill, like, especially when he wins, he's just, yes! That's it. That's all you hear.
Oscar is a near future winner. Ooh, spicy takes as well.
I don't
Here's
think that's
Macedo.
spicy. I think that's just like
No,
factual at this point. I mean, dude's been in Formula 1 for a couple of years and he already has the same amount of wins as his teammate, so.
one of them was a freebie.
Okay.
One of them was literally handed to him on a silver platter with an 11-second lead.
Okay. And he put himself there. He still won.
In second place?
Oh, what do you mean? What are you saying? Anyways, I don't know what are you saying?
I'm talking about Hungary.
Well, what do you, yeah, okay, what about it? Anyways, I don't know, where are we going with this? A win's a win. As Eric says, a win's a win. Like, that's how I look at it. It doesn't matter how you win. If you set yourself up for a win, you still won. Like, you can say that
Dominic
I beat
Toretto,
everyone
I don't
else.
care if I won by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
It is.
Jeez.
It's just true, though. I don't care how I win. If I put myself in that spot and I win, I won. I'm better than everybody else at the time.
So Mike Nause, if you and I are racing and I've got a 30-second lead on you, and all of a sudden I decide, Mike Nause, I'm going to let you take the win.
Look, you're talking to the guy that my last race in the sim was against Ali Raza, Eric, and a few other of the very good drivers. I ended up beating Ali Raza because he joined the race allegedly late, some people say, but I beat Ali Raza on track, and as far as I'm concerned, I beat Ali Raza in my previous race, therefore, I'm basically an esports level driver. So, try to prove me wrong, I guess, would be my point to chat, is you can't. You haven't seen me drive.
Mike Nause, next Monday, you and I are both going to race in the open category and broadcast at the same time. We're doing it.
You already know I can't.
We're going to race at Monza. You're going to pull out the lawn chair. We're going to race each other, and we're going to both be declared esports level drivers. We're going to put Provolone, we're going to put Braza, we're going to put Maysden all in their place, and we're going to show how we're world-class esports level drivers. And, well, you're the professional commentator. I'm just an amateur.
Well, like, so to be fair, I don't think your commentary skills have anything to do with your driving ability. In fact, it tends to, for me, to be the opposite. My driving ability lacked severely, the commentating ability not quite, so we took advantage of the one over the other. So, but again, as far as I'm concerned, you're only as good as your last race, and I beat Ali Raza in my last race, therefore I can never race again because I would maybe lose the chance of being an esports driver if I was to race again. If I do lose to Ali, that title is gone, so... Again, you're only as good as your last race. What else can I say? I beat Ollie in my previous race. Do I need to say any more? No.
Ali Raza, I hope you're here in the comments of the YouTube section and just spitting out facts for us as to why you let Mike Nause walk away with that victory.
Well,
I want to hear the facts.
He allegedly joined late. That's what some people would say about that one, but I personally would say that he just fell behind early. It's just common sense, in my opinion.
I cannot deal with you right now. Can we talk about this race? Alex Hansen, Jason, Professor Conotis right now coming through the bus stop chicane. Alex Hansen giving that position to Professor Conotis, or seceding that position to Professor Conotis right now, knowing that that's not really his battle to win right now. He's about 2 seconds off of the pace, and here's Santos chasing down Jeff Franks, and Jeff Franks just got past Santos, and we're going to go side by side through Blanchimont. This is going to be a bit tricky right now. Here comes the kink, folks. Are they going to end in tears, or will it end in utter demise? No. It looks like Franks was able to hold around the outside line, but probably went through a track limits violation for that one. And there goes Santos on the inside, posturing himself for a defensive move and an offensive attack, but now doing the crisscross applesauce, getting it punched down, and there goes Franks with a big wiggle. This is going to set up Santos very well for T1. He's going to dive towards the inside, I can only imagine. There it is. There's the move to the inside line. He's got a wheel well along the inside, and he's going to hold on. This is going to set himself up very well for Arouge Radion, unless he goes wide like he did, and that allows Franks to go back through one last time.
He's going to continue the run, though, down the hill. Santos in the slipstream, which isn't really going to help too much in these conditions. It's really all about just keeping it on track and getting the best run possible. Both of them getting a pretty equal launch. That's also Alex Freeman that potentially is going to join this conversation here in not too much time if these drivers aren't careful. It's not for position overall, but it should be, as we shouldn't have red plates. Eric, I see you in chat. Let's get rid of the red plates since you're here. I'll complain about it more. Why not? Yes, we have the white plates, or everybody in the same class in my mind, battling it out on track here, and with an equal distribution of points. Get rid of the red plates, Eric. Come on.
You heard it here first.
I hope he did.
3, 4, 5th times now from Mike Nause to get rid of the plates. We don't see in color here at Tracklicious. Everybody belongs to the supreme class of cars, that is the white plates, and they're doing a good job of driving out to their heart's content. Even though they're battling each other for position overall and outside of their classes sometimes, the drivers are managing to keep it very clean and very competitive, despite these treacherous conditions that we're faced with right now. The rain has not let up. We're seeing rain plus in 30 minutes, but the race will be long over by then. And we've got Holly and Elmer still close to each other right now. And P12 and P11, they're doing a good job of keeping it nice and close with each other.
Certainly will. And Mike, when Logan goes to Indy, am I going to get some Logan merch? Maybe. I'm not a real, I'll be honest, I'm not a merch guy, but that's honestly just because I can't really afford the merch, because merch is always way too expensive. So maybe, if I have the funds, yes. Or if somebody decides to give me a shirt, then yes. What do you, I can't see what you're flexing.
Right, Indy merch right here, baby. Indy Laguna Seca t-shirt. Yes, it did cost me an arm and a leg. I had to sell a kidney to Lubob's Kidney Emporium. But yes, no, I did get an Indy race car shirt. It was worth the money. This is one of my most comfortable shirts that I wear every single stream. Thank you so much.
One day, Williams will give me a shirt. One day. We'll get there. Hopefully soon.
Oh, here's Freeman and Frank side by side right now, going through the bus stop chicane. And it looks like Freeman was able to not hold on to that position, or is he? He is holding on to that position, and there's Santos, in the background. And he's chasing down in that green Aston Martin livery car.
Yeah, actually, Alex Freeman, I think, got through this pack as we joined a little bit before. He was behind these two drivers, I think, and since then he's made it by. I could be mistaken on that. I think I'm right. But Arlen Santos scrapping with Reggie King. It was a red plate on red plate fight, but that seems to have disappeared. And I'll be honest, my brain is just faded at this. We talking about applesauce earlier. My brain literally looks like applesauce right now. It's insane. Oh my goodness, as Arlen Santos almost turned his car into Swiss cheese. Very close.
Whoa, let's look at positions gained very quickly. I've got Randy Gross with 15 positions gained right now, and Shane Domlin from FNM Motorsports in P8 with 13 positions gained right now. Jaeger Carr with an insane 18 positions gained overall, started in 31st position, now sitting in 13th place, and Jeff Franks as well with 18 positions gained to his name, started off in 33rd, now in 15th position. Amazing recovery drives by these people, but just keeping it consistent. One of Mike's keys to the race from earlier on during the qualifying session.
Yeah, slow is fast in these conditions, and that tends to be the reality. Now, Danny Baisden is coming out of pit lane. Let's see. Did the tires cost Jace right? I'm curious if Danny Baisden did elect for tires. Or no, he's serving a drive-through. Wait a second, he's serving a drive-through penalty. Danny Baisden has cracked like an egg under the pressure, and he has to serve a 59-second penalty as a result. Oh, no.
Ouch, ouch, oucharoonies. That's not going to do well for his efforts, obviously. And he's tumbling down the order right now, watching his competitors just drive right on by him. Is not going to feel good in that KTM. He was doing a great job with this drive of his, but now he's just suffering from his own mistakes right now.
Yeah, that's going to allow Dan Brace onto the podium for free, though, and he is going to be welcoming that one with open arms. And you're my boy Blue, Dom, welcome. Giving some energy over to Provi and cheering on Jeff with, Jeff with the, is that like, I don't know what that means, but what I'm assuming, is that like what Daniel Ricciardo says when he goes like, kee, 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 kee? Is that what that is, like an Australian call? Is that what he does? What does Daniel Ricciardo do?
Maybe it's Jeff.
No, that's Jeff.
No. Jeff.
Yes, that is
It's not
that.
Jeff, it's Jeff.
It's Jeff. It is Jeff with a G.
Oh, goodness. We are definitely getting to the point in time at this stream where not the drivers are cracking, but we are cracking. And there's Provolone getting chased down by Santos and Reggie King, if I'm not mistaken. Reggie King and that Aston Martin in behind. And they're all lurking and lingering behind the Provolone, the big stinky cheese man himself, waiting for a slice to get melted here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. But I don't think that cheese will undergo any heat or any type of pressure at this time around. And the two Aston Martins are going to go at it, battling each other out, and give that cheese some time to just cool himself off.
And now down towards the Lecombe chicane, it is going to be Santos behind still. And again, this is not technically for position. It is and it isn't. In my mind it is, but as Dom saying, this is my favorite part of the stream. Yeah, this is Mike Nause after 10 hours of commentary and his brain being fried. Yeah, it's really fun.
Drop one of these in. And let's look at John Hawley chasing down Mr. Elmer, George Elmer, like the glue. And hopefully he's not getting a whiff of that behind in the 410, repping the, what is that? The chili and lime racing. I can't tell what that first word is. But yeah, chasing down George Elmer right now. Sobriantes, chili and lime racing. Thank you very much, Mike Nause. And helping him out is a little bit of slipstream. These AMGs are all nose to tail, 3 of them, ducks in a row right now, chasing each other down, finding each other on track with a little bit of comparable pace right now. Whoa! And there goes one AMG slowing down the other AMG, and we have the, not Falcon Punch, but we have the Thunder Cat. Aaron John slips backwards in the number 24 right now. And where is Aaron John right now? In 10th place? No.
28th.
Aaron John was sitting in 28th place. Thank you very much. And there goes John Hawley trying to chase down his competitor of George Elmer once again.
I love the short king comment. Yuki is a short king. Yes, indeed. Yuki is he's a wonderful manlet. I love it. Brian Clemente here trying to make moves on to Casey Swanseeger. More battles that aren't technically battles. This is another reason that I don't like red plates, Saagar. This is it doesn't make as much entertainment late in the race as this is a fight. It's a brilliant fight, and these drivers are going to be giving it their all, as they are, of course, equal in skill. But they have different classes, because that doesn't make any sense. Eric?
Doesn't matter. They're still battling it out like their lives depended on it. Brian Clemente going to the outside line, or holding on to the inside line at Blanchimont, and they're going to go through on Swanseeger there right before the bus stop chicane, and Swanseeger tucks back in right at the bus stop. And I believe that's the Noobs R Us car, if I'm not mistaken, doing a great job of navigating that challenge of going side by side at Blanchimont.
Yeah, definitely. Brian Clemente there getting the best for now, though. Let's see if he can keep it up and on circuit for the rest of this next lap. It seems we are going to be starting the final lap. Ali Raza comes to the line here, and this will be the last time around Spa-Francorchamps for the night. And these drivers, well, holy, they look like they are having a bit of a kerfuffle right now. Alex Hansen getting by Adriano Moro, who's down in 28th at this time, battling with Brandy Gross ahead. The Project 5-5 Camaro, and they have Professor Chronotis in the tail wing as well.
Yeah, good three-way battle, navigating around that back marker through campus there. Must have been a challenge in these wet conditions, but Alex Hansen's doing very well this race, settling down into the top 5. Consistency has been key for him this entire time, but he's chasing down Randy Gross in a very good fashion right now. He's tucked in underneath that rear wing of Blanchimont. Let's see if he washes out a little bit too far. No, he doesn't. He stays right tucked in, but that Camaro is going to have the legs on this Porsche, or is he? But deep on the brakes goes that Porsche on the inside. A little bit of door banging going on there, and Alex Hansen yeets it over the curb, and there's bumping and banging in the background. A KTM gets involved with that McLaren because they all just checked up on each other, not sure what was going on, but the drivers were also unsure of what was going on in expectations.
Yeah, that was not sure what was going on. Alex Hansen was a bit of a roadblock there temporarily as he parks himself in the middle of the road and says, well, everyone has to go around me, and everyone says we can't. We're in the most narrow part of the track, and so everyone has to slam on their brakes and end up concertinaing. Very disappointing, but Alex Hansen holds the position after all of that. I don't know how, to be honest. Everybody else, though, this is a long run down towards Lake Calm. And Mike, will you ever see the Wicked movie? Maybe. Is it worth looking at? I don't know. Tell me. Should I? I'm not a movie guy. There, though, is Randy Gross. He's getting by Alex Hansen. The Camaro, no issues in that drag race. Another question that I saw earlier before we do get down to this stream, what was it? I missed one earlier, didn't I?
Ooh, Cronotis is getting chased down by Baisden right now in the background of this two-way battle. It's about to turn into a 2x2 as we head down into Brussels. There it is, Professor Cronotis on the inside line trying to hold off Baisden, but Baisden's really there, nip and tuck, punching down the inside line and going to crisscross applesauce. Professor Cronotis, and Cronotis has a big wiggle on exit of No Name, and it looks like Baisden is backing off right now, waiting for Cronotis to catch back up.
Here we have it, though. Our race winner, Ali Raza, dominates tonight. Grand Slam, fastest lap in the race, fastest lap in quali, and a race win to boot. An absolute perfection drive there. And Jace Wright takes home a P2. What a result for the Optima Motorsport McLaren. No longer in the Fuchsia car, for whatever reason. We'll have to ask him about that in the interviews. But in the Optima Motorsports, coming home for P2, Dan Brace taking home third, 22 seconds behind Jace Wright. Alex Hansen, 23 seconds behind Dan Brace. And the rest of the pack, well, fairly close.
And Gross went off there at campus and allowed Alex Hansen to go back through. That 390's now been promoted up into 4th position, and Gross is settling down into 6th position right now, getting chased down by George Elmer and none other than John Hawley. The two AMGs have found themselves a Camaro to battle it out with in the final couple seconds of this race. And it looks like one AMG through. Is the other AMG also going to pass through? It does. And Randy Gross is just sitting there like a duck right now, waiting in the wings. And he's going to get passed by Mercedo as well, and Professor Cronotis, the way his car is settling down right now. Maybe didn't have enough fuel to get it to the end. I'm not sure what's going on with that car, but it's definitely a wounded wing bird.
I think you're 100% right, Saagar. Oh, it's the worst case scenario. Professor Cronotis, is he going to lend a helping hand? He doesn't. Running out of drivers. Aaron John, is he going to be the nice? Oh no, Aaron John, is he pulling over? Aaron John, no, he goes right next to him. No, he just teased him as he drives by. Oh, but here we go. It's none other than Mr. Rue. This isn't the first time he's done this before. He's going to give up some positions and lend a helping hand to a fellow competitor. Randy Gross miscalculates his strategy, but he's saved by the Australian who pushes him across the line. A true romance story for these two.
What a gentleman. What an absolute legend to help out a fellow competitor. He sacrificed at least 2 positions there, Mr. Rue did, to make sure that, man, Randy Gross made it to the finish line after such a grueling battle that he faced and having that crucial mistake of running out of fuel at the end. He's got to be giving Mr. Rue a lot of cheers. Love to see it. Absolutely, Jay Hall. Absolute legend. Yes, C. Shooty. Track limits were brutal, says Beach GT. Cars movie course, says Adam
100%.
Strange. Absolutely. Romance made in heaven.
That was awesome. You love to see that. Sacrificing results just to help out somebody else. That is a true selfless effort right there. And Sasha, thank you so much for sticking around. You've been around the whole stream, I'm pretty sure. Absolute legend. My goodness, Saagar, what a race we've had here tonight. Now, we do have some interviews coming our way relatively shortly. We're going to be meeting our top 3 drivers in the overall category. Apologies to the red plates, unless we don't have too many interviews, then we can grab a couple of them. We got Jace Wright that's in the Discord. We got Ali Raza that's in the Discord. Sorry, Casey, as I leave you all lonely in the Eau Rouge channel. But we got to do what we got to do to move the show along. Why don't we start off here tonight with, I'd like to start off with Dan Brace, but either way, Dan not in the Discord just yet. Saagar, why don't you take us away with Jace Wright?
Jace Wright, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Living the dream. Thank you very much for asking. What a race that you must have had, huh?
Yeah, Very, very difficult. Didn't expect rain today. And,
Not expecting rain. Was it not like that on the practice server, Jace?
not for the one time I went in there.
For the one time you went in there. So I guess that answers my second question of how did you prepare for this race that you were facing today?
I signed up for it like 4 hours before the race started, and I went into practice server to make a setup. So that's basically all the preparation I had, because someone asked me if I was doing the race today, which reminded me about the series.
And you said might as well, huh?
Yeah.
So answer this other question for me. Now, what color plate were you supposed to be having? A white plate or that red plate that you were badged with?
Supposed to have a white plate.
Okay, so you were P2 overall and P2 in your class then?
Yes.
Right on. And so, did you have a lot of experience with these GT4s or not too much before this race?
Not a lot. I did like a couple races last season, but that's about it since I've been on wheel.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, sir. Is there anything else you'd like to add or anything in your race we may have missed that you want to mention?
No, so yeah, I've missed just a couple of brown pants moments towards the end of the race, but it was all good. Saved them all, so we're chilling.
That's all that matters, is keeping it clean and keeping it consistent. Thank you very much for joining us. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Thank the Fuchsia boys, also the FNM team. Really, really helpful. Thank them.
Right on. Thank you very much for joining us, brother, and have a great weekend. And remember to stay dry out there, huh?
Yeah, you guys as well.
Will do, brother. Thank you.
Great weekend. Saagar, it's Monday.
Bah! For some reason, I thought it was Wednesday already.
Anyways, up next, Saagar, we have Ollie Rosin. Why don't you take this one as well?
Ollie! What a commanding victory that you had. About 20 seconds there at the finish line. How'd you do it, brother?
I mean, I kind of got lucky in the beginning because Danny was pretty close to my lap times, but he got caught with a bunch of fighting in the first couple laps, and that just gave me a huge lucky break. And then after that, I maintained the gap, and I changed tires, as I thought that the wet tires were grating a lot, so I think that helped too. But other than that, it was just a clean race.
Now, was it because of that gap that you had that you felt that you could take those tires? And did you feel that graining underneath you, or was that just instinctual that you knew that you could take them?
Yeah, I mean, it was a combination of both. Like, I could take it because I can afford the 5-second deficit, but also, it felt like the tires were also graining a bit. So if he was very close, I wouldn't have taken tires just to maintain position.
Right on. Thank you very much for sharing that. And how did you prepare for a race like this in these wet conditions? Did you have multiple setups ready to go, or did you just have to wing it once you got into the race server?
I did have I just downloaded Go sets and whatever the medium wet setup I had, I just used it and went. I didn't really do much adjustments after that.
It seems like it worked out well for you and a good strategy to boot. This race, this strategy seems to always work out well in your favor. You're 2 for 2 right now, going for the hat trick next week. Anything else that you're doing as to prepare for Monza?
Ooh, Monza. Oh, let's see. Hopefully we get through turn 1 and 2. Let's pray for that.
Yeah, we'll all pray for you guys indeed. Maybe planning to go for the track cut right away and go through the chicane, the other chicane, I should say.
Yeah, just blast right straight through. Yeah, why not?
get a DSQ or a stop go 30 right off the bat and still win the race somehow.
Get a little extra challenge balance for myself.
That'll be funny to see, Ali Rasa. Is there anything in your race that we may have missed, or anybody that you want to thank before we let you go, sir?
No, just thank you guys for putting on a show. Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for putting on a show. This was an entertaining couple of races that we got to watch. Thank you all for participating, and thank you very much for a wonderful stream. You guys have been fantastic in chat, and the drivers as well, putting on a wonderful show for us. Thank you, Ali Raza.
All right, man. You too.
Take care, brother.
Take care.
That's going to do it for tonight, chat. We are going to be rating, of course, but before we do that, Saagar, is there any closing notes that you'd like to leave us out on here for tonight?
I just want to thank all the chatters again. You guys are the life of the party most days of the week. Thank you very much for keeping the streamers entertained, the broadcasters filled with questions, left with Googling stuff left and right, and keeping us all entertained, as well as the drivers. You guys put on an amazing show tonight, and hopefully we can see some more action from the rookies and the pros next week, this time around at Monza, and everybody puts in the practice so we make sure that we see some clean T1s at lap 1.
Especially for the rookies. And Mr. Rue, shout out to you for that finish at the end. That was awesome to see the cars moment. But either way, chat, it's been an absolute pleasure from the booth here tonight. It's been a long one, but we have been live for 3 hours now, and we are going to be closing it down. We're going to be rating Low Gain Racing. He's wearing a racing helmet in case you were curious and having a great time, so definitely a streamer to check out. Hit the follow button over there. Hit the follow button while you're here as well. But either way, I've been Mike Nause, Saagar Bakshi alongside me for tonight. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.